This isn't just merch, it's what teams wear when they mean business. Every stitch, every print, every detail, made to perform. Trusted by the grind, from grassroots to championship halls. Build your team store. Wear the brand that wins. SpartanWare, trusted by the...
Welcome to Challenger Play-ins, where it's myself, Blaze. I'm joined by MGK. How's it going?
Hey, it's pretty alright today. Expecting a great game coming from Chrome and Aspire. You know, I want to see, as always, the saves coming, the shots coming. I want them both fighting for the win.
Yeah, absolutely. It's obviously round one, playing round one for both of these teams. So it's gonna be a close game, I reckon. It's gonna be tight. It's gonna be competitive, but yeah, you know what? It's hard to call it because both of these teams, they didn't place the best in their conferences, but we've seen some good moments from them across the season. So yeah, it's a tough one to call, 5th and 6th respectively in their conferences.
Yeah, you know, I'm not really agreeing with the fact that they're gonna be so close together. You know, I think Aspire is gonna take this one, but you know, we're gonna have to see because either of them could do something miraculous today and just take the win. You know.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, Havoc coming out of Glacies and Rise coming out of Ignis. So those are the teams. Are we are ready to do predictions? Would you like to start off with the predictions?
Hey, sure, let me go ahead. You know, I'm gonna go on a hot take. Might get a little bit of hate for this, but I'm gonna go 4-0 coming from Aspire.
4-0 to Aspire Rise. You know what? It's a shout that I kind of back, but I think it'll be a bit closer than that. I think Aspire Rise will win 4-2, and that's because I'm slightly biased towards Ignis Conference. But they also perform better across the season. So yeah, I don't know how much longer we have to wait. All the players in the game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Are we missing one? Or are they just not appearing?
We have the brackets here coming up. We've seen yesterday, I said that Atmos is going to win against Quantus, though I'm being proved wrong there. 4-1 against Atmos. Quantus taking the lead there and advancing in the brackets. Today we have here Havoc and Rice coming up. It's gonna be a question of who can keep that pressure up. We're gonna have to see both of them just putting that effort in, because without it, they're not gonna do much. We're gonna see probably a lot of strategy and maybe changes of strategies mid-game. If either team doesn't work for it, it's not gonna go in their favor. As always, we need to see them put in everything they can to get a win, because advancing right now is important, as it's always important.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a massive game for both of these teams. You don't want to you don't want to drop a game here. You lose momentum. You kind of fall off the face of the earth, fall off the face of the planet. Momentum is a massive thing in these play-ins games. All of the players are in the lobby. These are the stats. Yeah, 22 wins for Rise, 20 for Havoc. I say on paper it looks like it's going to be a close game, and look at the shooting percentage; it's so similar.
Hey, you might just be right. They look pretty similar. Both teams are pretty strong, and you gotta give it to them. In all of their games, I've seen they've really put in the effort, and they really want to win each one of them. And this is coming from both teams. So today we're gonna have so much competition going on, and the pressure is gonna be to us, the audience, as well. Because as you said, it might just be close enough, though I don't quite believe it.
Yeah, absolutely. The players to look out for, as you can see, based on goal participation alone, is Arvelia and Duts, both players who I'm familiar with. Looks like we're doing our ready checks now. On paper, it looks like it's going to be a very, very competitive game. I don't know if you guys saw, but back on the last screen, it was much more physical coming out of Chrome. So expect some demos coming out from them. I wouldn't be surprised if they make this physical, but here we go then for game number 1 of our 3-game stream today. 3-match stream, should I say. It's Chrome versus Aspire.
That's absolutely right. Can't wait to see them. I want to see them fight for it. As I said before, I think we're going to see a lot of goals today. I might be wrong, I might not, though that prediction might just be correct.
First kickoff going in favor of Arvelia, but getting demoed for their troubles. Off the sidewalk goes E. It's a big demo as Ruggle Musa, I think that's how you pronounce it, gets a pass to Arvelia. It's Arvelia with the shot, saves off the post, but Wally's there to follow it up. And it's a really early goal from Rise. Massive defensive mistake from Havoc.
Yeah, that's right. A little bit of a position mistake there coming from Havoc. Now we're having Rise taking the lead really early into the game, just 15 seconds there. So they might just be able to, keep on from that lead and put on more goals to the back of the net, or Havoc might just come back now. We're gonna have to see, because there is enough time for both teams to make mistakes here.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so early in the game. Obviously, not even 30 seconds have gone. And even still, Havoc tripping each other up, but that's well dealt with by E. And Ruggle Muscle down to the left-hand side. And it's a big 50 by Duts in towards the Rise side, but it's dealt with well. Still pressure from Aussie, though. Arvelia gets a crucial clearance, but that's not in the best place. Wally plays it out. There's no follow from any other Rise player. It's now Havoc looking to start something, as that's up in the air in a dangerous area. Arvelia, the first player there with a beat, and E will comfortably guide that one to the corner, but the pressure's not over.
Yeah, pressure's not over here for Havoc. Rise are just all over them. As we've seen, the pressure is mostly back and forth. Havoc are just waiting for Rise to make a small mistake, and then they just take advantage of it, though. It's not looking like Rise are looking to make any kind of major mistakes here, and are trying to keep that lead on. You see here with the save coming from Arvelia. Really crucial save there. 3 minutes and 30 seconds left in the game. We're gonna have to see more coming from Havoc, because Rise are keeping the lead and are not looking to give it up.
Well, we knew it was going to be a physical game from the start, didn't we? And now we're starting to see those bumps and demos coming out from Havoc, and that's a great infield pass that's cleared away by Ruggle, and it starts with the catch. Big 50 back in towards the Havoc center. It's Arvelia's the first player there. Gets the reset, doesn't need to use it, and will fire in the back of the net, making it 2-0 in just under 2 minutes. That felt like it was against the grain.
Yeah, just look at that coming from the corner. They really are ready to put it into the back of the net to their really great positional play coming from Rise, and they take the lead to 2-0 against Havoc here with 3 minutes left in the game. We have to see Havoc trying to at least do something, because the time is ticking. They're gonna have to get at least one more goal in order to have a chance at the equalizer. And Rise are not looking to give up the lead of 2 goals. Looks like they're just staying their ground there, just trying to apply as much pressure as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a pressure in the midfield. It's a double fake by Havoc. E keeping the pressure alive. Might be a free shot for E. I don't know how that's gone in. but it has Wooly just too slow to it. And that is a free shot for E, pretty much. It's a triple commit of some kind. Wooly not able to make it.
Yeah, now that's in coming from Havoc. We have 2-1 here. Havoc in a disadvantage of 1 goal. They have to take another one if they want that equalizer. And they're going to have to take it pretty fast because time is ticking. Half the game has gone past us now. And we've seen already so many shots on goal. So many saves. We're already seeing that both teams don't really need a match of warm-up right now. They just want to take that win home.
Yeah, Havoc are and have been a team this season who warm up in a series. They get going, and this could be a mistake from Rise here. Could be an own goal. It's towards the back board. It's a clear way by Ruggle. E keeping it in a dangerous area, and Ruggle there putting it back out into the midfield where Avelia was waiting. Pretty scary situation if you're Rise there, but deal with that one. Where was Wooly? The last man back as he gets a bump on Aussie there as well. Might be a chance here. It's infield pass to Ruggle. Ruggle with a shot off the crossbar. It will find itself. Is there a follow? No, Avelia not able to guide that one towards the centre as Ruggle plays that into the midfield where Dutz is there, plays it low. Wooly, pretty trivial save for him, but dangerous position there for Riot. Nearly caused themselves quite a few issues.
Yeah, just look at that, players. We're seeing so much action right now. We're seeing both teams, as I said before, fighting for this win. They need it, both of them need it, and they know it from the bottom of their heart. It looks like they're both fighting for it. We're seeing the action. We're seeing the saves. We're even seeing the shots, though. Not as much precision, unfortunately. One of them might go in because, mistakes might be piling up here. And it's a question of which team can take advantage of it.
And a massive chance there for Havoc to potentially get an open net. It's E on the side where Wooly's there to play that one down. It's Dutz with the follow. Shot towards the goal. It's off the crossbar. Off the post. It's guided there by Rugwitz. Avelia keeping the pressure alive. Aussie might have a free double touch here. Gonna fake it. Is E there to put it away? It's not the best shot as Dutz gets the follow, but it's Wooly with the save. And once again, it feels like a wasted chance for Havoc, and now they're under pressure. And Ruggle got a chance to double touch this, as it's cleared away by E. It's a miss by Wooly, but it's a bit of a fake as it goes in towards the corner. And now E looking for something, but Wooly just keeping the pressure alive for Rise, keeping this one in the Havoc half. They don't need to score, they just don't need to concede.
Yeah, Havoc here are struggling to take that equalizer that they much need. As you can see, we have Havoc just being under pressure. So much of this game, we've seen them in their own half, in the back. Really dangerous moments coming from Rise here. They're just applying the pressure, and it mostly works for them. As we can see here, game almost finished here, 2-1 against Havoc here. Rise taking the first game here. So we're gonna have game 2 coming up. We've seen already players warming up pretty decently this game. It's a question of what they'll be able to do next game as well, because that's important, Aspire, they fought for it, they deserve it.
Yeah, absolutely. But it did just feel like Aspire fell off a cliff a little bit towards the end. And Havoc definitely eased into this game better than Aspire did as you went through towards the second phase. E putting on so much defensive effort for Havoc, keeping them in it. And Dutz, 5 shots to his name, but could not find the goal. Rise held on. And they're going to need more than that if they're going to keep going, because Havoc felt like the better team in the second half of that game.
Yeah, they looked pretty good. Aspire looked pretty good, Rise, both of them looked pretty good, but it made a difference of mostly the quality of the shots coming from the team that was taking it, and maybe even saved as well. I'm not going to say no. So next match, we have to see something more here coming from Havoc. They need more. Maybe it's not enough. We're gonna have to see.
Yeah, absolutely. As we look towards game number 2, Forbidden Temple, we find ourselves, the engines are rearing, and here we go for the first kickoff of game number 2. It's Avelia and E as they're going to fall for Dutz in towards the corner. It's a good kickoff for Havoc, and it's Wooly towards the right-hand side of the pitch. Avelia sweeping up towards the backboard. They go. E looking to clear that one deep and does just that. Crucial clearance as they catch Wooly off guard a little bit, but going to be able to take control of that. E keeping the pressure on, and Dutz playing that one towards the sidewalls. A demo on Ruggle in the midfield. This could be dangerous for Rise as that's awkward, and Wooly gets it away with no boost in the end. Dutz now with control. It's dunked by Wooly. Avelia's there. Going to be an open net. And once again, it's an early defensive mistake from Havoc, and that will pay dividends for Rise.
Yeah, it was kind of a free goal there, but the angle was pretty awkward, you know, and so precision was kind of needed there. You know, they did finally put it into the back of the net just 30 seconds into the game. You know, Rice taking the lead as we've seen last game pretty early on. You gotta give it to them. Now Havoc already they were put under pressure early in this game. We have seen pressure back and forth, though Rise is just making much more out of it.
Exactly, they're doing significantly more with what they're given. And it's a massive chance, might be an open net as Wally's there covering. Nearly a defensive mistake from Rise there, uncommon, but that's a pass to Avelia in the midfield. Avelia faking one out, might have a chance here, both of them dive at it. E covering that one nicely as Wally now play this one back towards his own side. E keeping pressure alive as Roggle plays that one in towards the corner. Duts infield pass to Aussie. What a pass that is! And Aussie with a free uncontested shot and does perfectly.
Just look at that! Havoc taking that equalizer. What a pass! Absolute phenomenal pass. It was spot on. They put it in the net. Take that equalizer that they much need. Now underway again. 1-1 equalizer was found eventually. 3 minutes and 38 seconds left in the match. So much more left to see.
There's a lot left in this game. That's a good touch by E. Ruggle covering nicely. Wooly a bit awkward as Ruggle plays that one out towards the side wall. Might get the boost there, but it's cut out by Aussie, and Duts now with the follow. Might get a chance to get this one infield. It's a big demo on Wooly though. E missing out on that one too. All three of the Rise players are on their backboard. It's going to be awkward for them, and that's a bad touch from E. Aussie doing well with it though. Duts is up instead. Double commit by Havoc. E playing that one back into an area where Duts can't get there with no boost, and that's not a good touch from him there either. Got to take some more time with these touches. They got more time than I think they realise.
They gotta take their time, you know. They have it. It's not a moment of rush here for either team because it's 1-1, 3 minutes left in the game. Both teams have enough time to develop and find that rotational play that they need to find in order to let other team kind of make some more small mistakes there. It's really possible now for either team to take the lead. As we've seen, the pressure was coming back and forth like we've seen in last game. This is real close to what we've seen last game. The pressure is there coming from both teams. The early goal that came from Rise as well. So we might be able to see something along the lines of what we've seen last game.
Absolutely. Obviously, this game closer. That's an infield pass, trying to find Duts. Duts gets there. Ruggle covering that one nicely. They learnt from their first mistake of letting that infield pass come in for free, but Duts keeping the pressure alive. It's a bad touch in the corner, and Wally covering nicely. Arbelia now with control, beats out E. Aussie, the last man back, gets dunked. It's off target, but it's Arbelia with the follow, and that's a free shot.
Yeah, nobody really back in net there to just deny that goal. Everybody was either in the midfield or just a little bit off there. So pretty unlucky here coming from Havoc. Rise are taking the lead once again. 2-1 against Havoc here. 2 minutes left in the game. Now Havoc have a lot of chances to do something. We've seen so many shots coming from them, but not as many converting themselves in goals.
Yeah, Ruggle in towards the corner. Infield pass from Arbelia, I think. Aussie clearing this one away. Might be able to beat out Arbelia here as Arbelia does get a crucial touch to dispossess Aussie, but Aussie getting the boost. Arbelia keeping on this ball. Infield pass to E. E with a shot. Ruggle covering nicely. The shot wasn't good enough as Aussie keeping this one alive. Double commit by Rise. And we've seen this a couple of times, but they haven't really been punished for it as E plays that one out towards the corner. Gonna keep control of this one now. Players on the backboard. E with loads of space. Arbelia up late. Gets a bump. It's on target though. And that will find its way through.
What player coming from E, taking the ball with himself up into the air, past the defense and into the back of the net, finding the equalizer with 1 minute left on the clock. Either team can take it right now. We've seen both of them doing right on certain parts of the game. We've seen more position play, more aggressive plays. It's just about a question of who can keep that effort up and who can keep on applying the pressure even under the pressure of time here.
Yeah, Absolutely looking to keep this one going forward. It's Arvelia off the sidewall. Dut's going to get the touch there. Out and towards the midfield. Wally going to miss that one. It's E with the follow. Ruggle, don't think he was thinking Wally was going to miss that. It was just a bit too high, though. If it hits the ceiling, it's probably fine, but no cigar in the end. Arvelia with control. Aussie gets a 50 in towards Ruggle in the midfield. It's a slam downfield. Dutz with a crucial save. Maybe a bit late. It's a good touch by E, though, to just try and dispossess Arvelia. Wooly, that's not a good first touch. Dutz may have a chance now. What a touch that is.
Yeah, denied there from the double tap there. So we're having the pressure coming from both teams, as we've seen for the past game. 6 seconds left in the game. Can any team do anything in these last seconds here? Or are we going in overtime is the question. We're going to have the answer. We are indeed going in overtime here. Underway again. What is going to happen is the big question.
Arvelia playing that one into E's path in the midfield. Arvelia slamming E away to keep that one away. And Dutz is there. Hits it off the ceiling. Not the best touch. Is Wally going to be able to take control of this? Not the best touch, though. It's E with a pretty easy 50. And it's Arvelia up with a flip reset. We could see something beautiful here. Gets a 50 and fires it to the left-hand side of the goal.
Hey, that was pretty early if you ask me. You know, just 19 seconds in the overtime. And we're already seeing a goal coming from Rise here. And they take the game too as well. Now, this was pretty equal. Though we've seen maybe more shots coming from Havoc, not as many converted into goals here. We're gonna have to see what's gonna happen next game. We've seen mostly same game, same statistics here, just a little bit off. Question of who can keep on applying the pressure and the fatigue. Maybe that's gonna play a role too, you know.
These definitely these are some long games that these guys have to play. Obviously, best of 7s. It's one of those where if you get the 4-0, you're going to be pretty well set up for the next round. We've seen that in an earlier series with Qantas versus Ember. That game was played yesterday, and they 4-0'd Ember and then went on to beat Atmos. So you could use this as a good warm up, or it can be quite mentally taxing. It really depends on how you play.
Yeah, that's right. So underway here, game 3. Can't wait to see what they can do in this game. I expect them to keep on applying the pressure, you know, either team, because we've seen what they can do. We've seen what they're capable of. We're just gonna have to see if Rise can keep up the pressure or if they'll fold under it and eventually lose. It's a big question. We're gonna see the answer, you know, surely. That's for sure. We're gonna see it, and can't wait to.
Yeah, Aussie pinching this one in towards the midfield. It's a miss by one. Even a chance for a shot, and it's dispossessed by Ruggle. Aussie getting nothing on that one, and Dutz is there. Ruggle playing this one out to the path of Arvelia. Arvelia towards backboard. Might be a chance here as Aussie cuts that one out. E was also there, but Aussie staying on this one. Ruggle playing a bit high. Going to be a bit awkward here as Aussie chasing this one downfield off the backboard. There's a bump there or a miss. I couldn't tell which one. As Arvelia there with the clearance, crucially, because if they miss that, it could be free. Ruggle towards the backboard. Arvelia's there. Out towards nobody as Wally's extraordinarily deep.
Yeah, now back and forth here. You know, the games look so similar to each other. We're seeing so many demos here. Arvelia just not letting them get any kind of early lead here. Just 1 minute into the game. Already the shots are coming, the pressure is applied, and the saves are being saved as well. So the pressure coming here. Can they do something? They do it. The ball coming there from you can see Rise's half into Havoc's, and it's into the back of the net. Not much Havoc could do there. The precision was there. Maybe the positional play was a bit off there for Havoc, but who expected that kind of shot?
Yeah, it's a massive chance for Rise, and it's a good one, well taken, as Dutz playing this one past Ruggle, covering that one nicely. Aussie gets a touch there, gets the flip reset, can't really follow it, the boost he's got though. Arvelia, massive pinch towards the backboard. Might be a chance for free here, as it's a miss, and he's there covering nicely to stop the insta shot. Wally pinches this one out towards Ruggle. Ruggle gets the touch, and Dutz and E both challenging each other for it. And Dart's getting a crucial 50. So Arvelia didn't have a free shot, but Wally there with a 50 once again. Bit scrappy in the midfield. That's a massive mistake from Ollie, but Dart's covering nicely.
Yeah. Now pressure building up here uh, from Rise and from Havoc as well. Though it looks like Havoc are looking to maybe get that equalizer as soon as possible. We've seen them do much better than this though, so we need to see more coming from them.
Yeah, it just feels like one or two errors coming out the Havoc side is what's been really crucial in this game. It's been the difference maker. We haven't seen those sorts of defensive mistakes, those massive defensive blunders from Havoc. From Rise, my apologies. But we keep seeing it from Havoc. It feels like at the start of every game, it's like they don't find their mental reset. They go, oh, Jesus! Sorry, I got interrupted in my speech. I'm nearly Aussie peaking. But yeah, we haven't seen those defensive blunders from Rise, and that's the real difference maker.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. So they're gonna have to do something about these mistakes that they just keep on kind of repeating. We're seeing here now they're just starting to apply the pressure. You know, the passes are looking to comfort them more than usual. You know, thus they're being positionally pretty great if you ask me. Putting it to the back of the net, it doesn't even matter anymore because we got an equalizer coming with 2 minutes left in the game.
Is a crucial error on the kickoff. That's not what you want to do when it's 1-1.
Yeah, you know, I just finished saying it, and already you have taking the lead against Rice. You could say it was a great goal, you know, kickoff goal. We all love those. Havoc taking the lead with again 2 minutes remaining in the game. Now Rise are gonna have to do something about it as soon as possible if they want to get the equalizer that they do need. In fact, maybe they want to take this game as well. I'd say it would be pretty beneficial from them. But Havoc, they also need a game here to keep themselves up with the motivation and the hopes as well.
Yeah, absolutely. They can't let it slip. They can't let a kickoff goal be a determining factor in this game's loss, because you don't want to let a team like Havoc start gaining momentum. That's pretty much. Oh, that's a defensive error from Aussie, but that's covering nicely. Yeah, that's how they won a lot of their games in the season through that way, and they lost a lot of them just from not gaining any momentum whatsoever. Did Havoc, and so you can't let them get going. Otherwise, it's going to be like a steam train hurtling towards you.
Yeah, that's right. If I'm not wrong here, I'm seeing just a lot of back and forth pressure. It looks like that's how the games have been going. So that's kind of proof that both teams are pretty equal to each other. You know, as I probably said before, it's a question of who makes the last mistake, you know, because in those last moments, a goal is everything, you know, it's what counts, what brings them up to that well deserved lead is what is most important in the last minutes.
It's the pressure all coming out from Rise in the last stages of this game. They can't let this game get away from them. They can't do that easy. That's a big bump from Ruggle. E with a save. Crucial save, being the last man there. No mistake from him. And it's Wally trying to keep the pressure alive, but there's only 10 seconds to go as Aussie gets a 50. That's towards the backboard. Aussie there, clears it away into loads of space. Arvelia looking to start something here. Gets the boost. That's perfectly set for her as it's going down, and Ruggle can't make it, and Havoc will get their first game of the series.
Yeah, we're seeing something here coming from Havoc. You know, I've been waiting to see this kind of game coming. You know, I just didn't get a chance. So we're looking at so many more shots there from Havoc. It's just amazing. You gotta give it to them. We're seeing the action was there. You know, I loved it. I'm looking forward to see more of this. I want to see them win the next one as well. Can't wait to.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, we expect Havoc to start gaining momentum now. We expect them to start pushing forward, being more aggressive, being more physical, stuff we've seen from them throughout the season that we've yet to see in this series. And Rise need to meet that and then they need to exceed that. They've got 2 games to win to progress and end up facing ODL. And that alone is going to be an incredibly difficult game. ODL performed really, really well across the season, so that's what these teams have got to look forward to regardless. But it's never going to be a free game for either of these teams, and Havoc need to start pushing. They haven't got a choice.
Yeah, it's never too late to come back. They could come back from almost any position if it's not the last game and they lose it. So we can see just them coming back. We could see them lose. It's a real big question, but in about 15 minutes, I think we're going to have our answer.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a massive 50 from Wally in towards the midfield. And that's E slamming it down the field. Avelia, the last person back. Aussie trying to get a pre-flip on that, unable to. E towards backboard. Gonna leave it for Duts as Wooly gets the 50. Aussie, the last person back there with no boost, does well to cover nicely.
Yeah, we're seeing already the pressure is applied, the action is there, the shots on goal even. We already have actually less shots on goal, more goals. That's what I'm looking for, Rice taking that lead 30 seconds into the game. Even my voice cracked there. So taking that early lead, Havoc needs something here. They do have enough time to take that positional play, wait for Rice to make any kind of mistake, and they could just profit off of it. Though we've seen Rice make not as many mistakes as in the first game. That's what I observed there. So if they can just keep up that pace, keep up that aggression, I think it's going to end up good for them.
E playing that one out towards the left-hand side. Wally with the beat in towards the midfield. It goes. Ruggles already up on a pass. That is off the crossbar. So close as Wally cuts that one out from Aussie as well, who's struggling for boost. Wally keeping the pressure in the Havoc half as E plays that one out towards the left-hand side. Avelia pinches that one back towards the Havoc side. They don't need to rush. They're the ones who they have the goal, but that's a big 50, and Avelia puts it away, makes it 2. And once again, it just feels slow from this Havoc defense.
Yeah, it looks like we're having some kind of defensive mistake here coming from Havoc. Now, if Rise wanna keep this lead, they have to maybe stop with that aggression that has been indeed, I'm gonna give it to them, effective against Havoc. I think they should start playing a little bit more defensively here because they have the lead and the Havoc have enough time to get the equalizer, the 2 goals that they need. So Rice should really just play a little bit more defensively here. Maybe more passes, maybe keeping it in their half, but also not in front of the net,
Yeah, absolutely. Aussie looking for something to get that round. Ruggle. Avelia there with a shot again. And it's these triple commits, double commits, and team bumps that are causing them some major problems. As Wally beats that one. Duts there with the follow, but no boost, really. Can only try and get a late pop. Avelia with the clearance. I don't know how Havoc weren't punished for that triple commit there. Avelia looking for a bump. Duts with no boost. No one able to save that if that one's on target, but not quite. As E playing that round 1. Ruggle gets a big 50. And going to get to follow this one up. No options in the midfield, though. He's going to try and take it alone. Fakes that one. Duts on the backboard. Gets a massive clearance. And Avelia happy to take that one back to her side. And just chill for a little bit.
Yeah, exactly what I talked about before. They have to take it slowly. They have the lead. Rice can just take it slowly. Chill a bit there in their own half. They just don't have to get crazy with it or try anything that goes beyond their limits, because that could be a scary moment and Havoc could just profit off of it and get closer to that equalizer.
Yeah, Duts now with a chance to play this one in towards the middle. Ruggle covering that one nicely. E there for a follow down in towards the midfield, and Avelia reading that one well. Aussie and Duts both double committing towards that one as Wally is there. Plays this one down the line. It's a double commit once again from Havoc. This could be dangerous for E as no flip reset came out from Wally as Avelia was there too. And now E looking for a sideball read. Gets the touch but not the power. And Ruggle would deal with that one easily. It's a chance for Havoc. Wasted once again. Their attacks just don't feel like they're coming with any kind of sting, and that's a wasted shot by Wally, but Avelia there to follow it up makes it 3.
Unfortunate there. We've seen Rice having so many more shots on goal, and that made the difference. Havoc have only had 2 shots on goal, 1 save. Was on the other side, we're having Rice. They're just destroying, 7 shots on goal, 2 saves. That's just amazing. We've seen the passing play. We've seen the communication. It's clearly, you can see it. You can see how they're communicating with each other. They know who's gonna commit to that ball, who's gonna go on defense. It's clear that they're being way, way more organized than Havoc here.
Yeah, that's Aussie going to collect this one down, play this one towards the right-hand side. Ruggle a bit awkward in the midfield. Aussie looking for one in towards the midfield. Couldn't quite do it. E with the control. Goes for the fake, gets the fake as Wally's there to clear this one away. That's Aussie with the 50 in towards Dutz in the midfield. It goes, and Arvelia with the beat. Wally there, no boost, but going to be able to get that one in towards Ruggle, who's got an open net. Makes it 4, and this game is just utter domination.
Yeah, I think that's, I could say, no disrespect, that's kind of game over, 47 seconds left in the game. 4-0 here against Havoc. I don't know with what kind of universe they get 4 goals. I'm not saying it's not possible, I'm just saying it's not really plausible. I haven't seen that, and I don't think I'm gonna see it today.
Yeah, with this little time, I think this will probably be it for this game, as Aussie there going to get beat out by E on his own side. Dutch infield pass, and once again not able to send that one on target. They have to make the most of these. They need to start building some momentum, because it feels like there's a massive headwind coming towards them, and they got to turn this ship around as Dutch take control. As Ruggle gets a big 50 in towards the corner. Arvelia there for a beat out on one. E covering, but last ditch defending as Wally with the follow gets a ceiling reset. E with the beat might find his way through. Arvelia is going to say no, even in the last few seconds of this game. But this game was just domination by Rise.
Yeah, that's it. Now, we've had a great game coming from Rice here, and they've did their best, best they could do. So now next game, it's gonna be a lot of pressure. I'm sure we're gonna see a lot of pressure here, and it's a question of if Havoc can do something about it. It might just not be too late. They might be able to keep themselves in this if they do the right things. What they should do, in my opinion, is get themselves a timeout, because it's free. They have nothing to lose. Get themselves a timeout. Talk about what they did wrong. Talk with the captain, discuss the strategy. Maybe have a little bit of a change there, because I don't think there's anything they can lose right now. They could just start experimenting just a little bit, because that might just save them now. If they lose this next game, it's gonna be real hard for them. I don't think they want that.
It's one of those where at this point, I've never been a fan of going down towards the last game and taking the timeout then. It's never been my sort of cup of tea. I think the timeout should come when you're 2-0 down, 2 games back to back loss, and that is when you're under real trouble. Because you need to stop the momentum at 2. Because one mistake at 3-1, which is what it is now, and they're out. They get one chance, one mistake, one opportunity to try and fight their way back. Win 3 games in a row, which is basically a best of 5 sweep. And we know how difficult it is to sweep an RSC anyway. Like how many teams got swept every single week? None of them. But yeah, it's just going to cause some real. It's not. I don't think it's going to disrupt Rise enough. Yeah.
I, we don't even know if there's much they can do. We've seen the domination. We've seen what either team is capable of. Havoc have tried, everything they could. Rise as well. Just a question of who can keep at it.
Yeah, absolutely. They Rise. If you're Rise, you got to keep pressing those pressure points. You got to force those double commits, force those mistakes. If you're Havoc, you have to slow it down. They're trying to do too much. They're trying to do too much too quickly, and they're just putting themselves in such awkward positions. It's causing them some real issues because they're missing balls. They're double committing. There's no comms. It's just got to chill. They just have to chill.
Yeah, you might just be right. Uh, I don't think they're taking advice. I'm gonna be honest, but
Hey, I mean, maybe they should, 10-0. But but yeah, no, yeah, they probably won't listen to me. We know how this Havoc team has been. They've been very on and off across the season. Obviously, just squeezing their way in by their 50% goal difference, just beating out Eclipse, who are at 45. But it's those games that they won. They have to start channeling that. They got to start. I'm going to sound like what's that guy from Drive to Survive here, Will Buxton. But they got to score more than their opponents. They can't sit back and defend the entire game.
yeah, that's absolutely right. Pretty unfortunate here for Havoc. You can't really tell them anything. Rise, they gotta keep it up. We're gonna have to see what they can do.
Well, I mean, we've seen what they can do. They've already beaten this Rise team out, and that's because they weren't double commits. There weren't massive mistakes. They've given themselves opportunities, but they need to start doing more with these shots. I don't know if you can see the stream right now, but the shots they've got. Did I DC? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we've seen the action coming. Both teams just doing whatever they can here. We're having Havoc kind of starting off the game, taking that lead they much need. So right now, 1-0 against Rise. They should just keep at it, keep the pace going. They started off strong. They gotta keep it going. This lead might be all they need. Maybe just another goal to make sure Rice can just come back. So yeah, we're already seeing Wooly here applying the pressure here on Havoc. Can he do something? No, he's denied by E. We have Arvelia there from the side wall, 50 there, going in favor of kind of Rice here because we're still in Havoc's half. Back there, Arvelia up in the air, challenged by E, taking the ball with himself. Arvelia pushing it towards Havoc's half. Wooly here from the side of the wall, trying to put the ball in front of the net, couldn't quite do it. And we're seeing already the pressure being put on by Rice here against Havoc. And I think they're just trying to get the equalizer here back in Rice's half. We're seeing pressure being applied by Havoc as well. They haven't stopped doing it. So pressure applied by both teams. 3 minutes and 22 seconds left in the game. Can Havoc do something? No, almost there, but denied by Wooly. We've seen the reflexes coming here from Rise, and it looks like they're not gonna stop saving these shots, though. They're gonna have to take at least one goal because being 1-0 down, it's gonna end up bad for them. They have to do something. They do have time here. 3 minutes is enough to wait for Havoc to do any kind of mistake because we've seen them do it before, but we're seeing Havoc taking the lead of 2-0 here. 3 minutes left in the game. Rise is kind of, I don't know, I think they're kind of falling apart here. They might have gotten a little bit overconfident, and that might just bring them down here. We're underway back at it. We've seen the space that both teams had to work with, and Havoc are really just getting themselves back in this game. They cannot lose it, and they know it. They feel the pressure. Rise have gotten a little bit overconfident here. That's what I'm seeing myself. In front of the net, they couldn't do it, couldn't make it, couldn't put it into the back of the net. So the lead stays 2-0 here against Rise. It's really important for Havoc to not concede any kind of goal. As I've said before, they cannot lose this game. It's not maybe, they just can't. They can't do it. It's not something they can let right now. They have to keep at it, keep going. Like, they're already playing so much better. I love the energy coming from them. I think they finally understood that they need to do something about this game because nobody is saving them. We're seeing the pressure applied again and again and again. Uzi kind of taking it back for Duds, pushing it forward again. Ball staying close to the wall here. Orvillia up into the air, trying to just clear it out here for Rise. They just struggle to, because the pressure is just, it's piling up over Rise, and because of that, Havoc have a lead of 2 goals, and most of the time Rise needed a clear here. So back in the game, we're at it. We're seeing pressure being applied on Havoc. E here trying to clear it out there. Both teams are having such a hard time clearing the ball out. So now with E up into the air, he tried to clear it out. He does indeed do it. Now Orvillia trying to take the ball with himself here. Up into the air, trying to flick it, couldn't quite do it with Rugal Musa. I think he's gonna have to do something here to try to defend that ball. Wooly clearing it out of danger there. The ball was in front of the net. They had to do that right there, and onto the net, and what a goal!
Beautiful
What is this?
placement.
That's absolutely phenomenal plays. What is this happening right here? Can Rice take it back is the big question, because look at that precision.
Yeah, I mean, it's a massive pass from Arvelia there as well, creating that opportunity for the shot. And Arvelia might be giving them another lifeline now. This is a big 50 towards the right-hand side. Arvelia doing so much for this Rise team. That's infield. That's awkward for Wally, but Arvelia once again cleaning up nicely, taking control of this one now. Good cut. That's both of them gone. Arvelia's got an open net, and that's basically done it on her own.
Yeah, look at that. They finally took that equalizer. Now we got Rice coming at it back. Havoc just cannot keep on taking those leads, and if they do it, they cannot keep a hold of them. Rice, they're now back at the equalizer. 2-2. Can Havoc do something here? No, they can't. Just stared off the kickoff there. Woozy up into the air. He trying to take control of the ball there from Woozy, but couldn't quite do it. Now we're back in Havoc's half here with a demo coming. That didn't really do anything, but it looks like both teams are just looking at some kind of mistakes to take a hold of, but neither are looking to make any critical ones. We've seen that Havoc can apply the pressure. We've seen it in the first like 3.5 minutes of the game. They get the goals, they just can't keep a hold of that lead.
Exactly. They've gone ahead. What a save from Wooly! Arvelia there covering it again. That's picked from outside the goal, and now it's a free shot for Ruggle, and that will be it.
And again, we're just seeing an early goal here in overtime. So that was an absolutely incredible goal coming from Rise. I didn't expect that. I thought that was clearly in. So I didn't expect that. Phenomenal. Love that energy. I want to see more of those games. We're seeing Havoc here having a real chance at this. They have to keep at it. Now, if they do keep at it, they might just win this one and the next one as well.
Yeah, 4-1 down. Here are the post-series stats as Aspire Rise have taken the match victory. 4-1 was the scoreline, 13 goals to 7. If you look at the shots were equal, but we spoke about this. We spoke about how much more Aspire were doing with their shots than Chrome were, and that was the crucial decision maker in the end. Like, yeah, they just did more with what they had. We discussed it earlier. The shot percentage is so much higher. And yeah, credit to Aspire Rise. They deserve that.
Absolutely, they deserve it. Like
MVP predictions, Arvelia. I got it right! No, to be fair, absolutely deserved. Peak gameplay.
Yeah, I don't think that surprises anybody. You know, shots were there, goals as well. You know, that's what counts. Saves are there, even assists. I'm gonna be honest. So I think he really just made a difference here. You know, you gotta give it to them.
Yeah, obviously you're shooting for more than 50% in a best of 7 series. That's an incredible stat. And yeah, Arvelia did so much for her team. It's gonna be a massive game. It's gonna be a massive bonus for them going into the next round, where they will face off against Sassanami. I want to say that's how it's pronounced. I might just stick with ODL because it's significantly easier.
All right. Yeah, we're gonna have to see if anybody can guess the next game. I'm not really good at these. I've always been wrong by like one game or something like that. Never quite getting it. I've tried my luck. Now, stay tuned. Much more action coming in. We've seen so much already, and I think this was just the warm up.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what? I expected a bit more from a from Havoc, but hey, I mean, we both thought Aspire was going to win in the end, but I didn't think it was going to be that dominating. Catch us in the next one. We won't be long.
This isn't just merch, it's what teams wear when they mean business. Every stitch, every print. Build your team store. Wear the brand that wins. SpartanWare, trusted by the grind.
Yo, welcome in everybody. Welcome back. RSC Challenger. Second round of the play-ins round 2. So far we've had Havoc versus Rise, and of course Sassanami now in action as well. We've got myself and Beeping Sheep, and we've got Blaze. So, how you feeling?
I'm feeling excellent, thank you very much. How are you?
Loving it. We've got a full English, if you will, on this production desk. Sweaty as well. Shout out, by the way. But yeah, it's British as anything, this entire desk.
Oh, you couldn't ask for it to be any better, could you?
But anyway, I think the players are a little less so. We've got, of course, Rise, who have Arvelia, Wally, Cyanic, and Reki versus that Sassanami side of Akmo, Crimkiller, JC, and Mushroomy. So, couple of stack lineups here, and I'm not gonna lie, start of the season, I really thought Sassanami would, find their way into that top 3, but they've just ended up missing out there. So, it'll be interesting to see how they do in the playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely. They had some unexpected results in that Glaciers bracket. They only missed out by 2% of win percentage, by the way. That was the margin to make it top 3 over Volps Palidia, but it wasn't to be in the end, and thus they end up here against Rise Aspire. Aspire Rise, however you want to say it.
I mean, look, either way, I'm having a look at Chally, right? And it's quite clear that there are just 2 runaway teams in Zippy and Canaan's. Of course, we'll see those on Saturday. But everyone else is just doing a little scrap of their own right now, apart from the likes that have been eliminated. But we've had a lot of 5 and 5, 6 and 4s, Sentinels 8 and 2, Dynasty A and 2, 8
We
and 2.
had Sanctuary.
Yep. Look at them, 0 and 10. I think win percentage, they are the worst team this season.
It's crazy to have an 0 and 10 team and then a 10 and 0 team in the same tier. That's a crazy thought. I was talking about I was talking to the other Rush players about this because I'm part of Rush City. I was talking to them, and I was like, "Has that ever happened before? 'Cause I've never seen it."
No.
I mean,
the funny thing is it's actually a symmetrical conference as well, which is something you don't see very often.
10-0, 8-2, 7-3, 4-6, 5. Oh my god, it is. It's perfectly balanced. Yep. All things should be.
Have we ever had that one before? Probably, but with a 10-0 and 0 and 10, no idea. Oh, what's going on in chat? Oh, there's a little bit going on in chat, but I suppose. Wait, were you here for the final game? Of course, we've got our player stats here.
Final game? What do you mean?
Yeah, were you there for the last Rise game, the Havoc versus Rise?
Absolutely, I was. Yeah.
Oh yeah, go on then. For everyone that missed it.
Yeah, for anyone who missed it, Aspire Rise dominated that series 1-4-2-1 in the end. It was a pretty expected win coming out from Aspire Rise, but I think they're going to struggle a little bit more in this one. Obviously, I believe they are still playing their Sabak game. Yep, we have Rugal still in the lobby. So they're playing a prospect player up, and against a team such as Sassanami, it's not a game that you want to really take risks with, but I don't think they've had a choice this time, so it's going to be a tough one for them.
Yeah, looking at it by the state of the rosters anyway. So, with that being said and done and everything, and the players all in the lobby, we've got one final thing before we start. That's predictions. So, I'm going to hand this one over to you first, Blaze. What do you reckon?
You know what? I'm going to vote against Rise. I voted for them last time. I'm going to vote against them this time. I think it's going to be a harder game. I'm going to go 4-1 Sassanami.
I'm in a similar boat, you know. I'm going to go 4-0. I don't think Rise stand a chance. It may be a curse, but I think Sassanami are going to absolutely wipe the floor with them, and we're going to see some sort of performance for the ages, if you will.
Yeah, it's going to certainly going to be one of the gamers of all time. Whether or not it's going to be top quality gameplay, we'll have to wait and see. Are all the players in the lobby?
I believe that's everyone.
That's all right. I'll wait for Mr. Producer Man to do our ready checks. But yeah, you know what? I think Rise are going to struggle a lot more in this game than they did in the last one. I think Sassanami are going to make it significantly harder for them. I've got a slight bias towards Sassanami, but I'm not going to let that cloud my judgment here. Sassanami objectively should win this game.
Okay. It's a very bold claim. If you're Rise, you should be listening to this, seeing what you can do. And, of course, Aspire are going to have to be up to the task here. They've got an absolutely monstrous roster on that other side. On that Sassanami side, blue versus blue. Second round of the play-ins and one spot left on Saturday. Let's get to the game.
Absolutely. Here we go then. Krim, Akmo, and JC versus Wally, Rugal, and Arvelia. Somebody's left the game. They're back in. Don't worry. Here we go then for game number 1. It's Rugal Massa and JC on the kickoff, falling nicely for Akmo on the right-hand side. Not able to do a whole lot of that, though, as Arvelia sweeping over towards the sidewall. Grid pass towards Wally. Arvelia's still there. Oh, not getting a touch on that one, though. Could have been a beautiful opportunity for her. We know how well she played in that last game. Carried this Rise team. Akmo with control and placing it low.
You know what? It's a good start from this Rise side already, as Sassanami finally getting their attack going after about 30 seconds now. A demo does come in as well. That goes all the way down to the other side. Krim with one touch goes straight towards JP, open bracket, Ambi, PJ, Fulge, Spods, J-Wibs, close bracket, but he can't quite get what he's looking for, and that could be the goal on the other side, and it's Wally to open the scoring.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you look at the stats, Sassanami scored an absolutely monstrous 112 games in the course of the season, but they conceded 105. So these games they win, these are going to be high-scoring games, and so I don't think they can be phased by going 1-0 down this early.
I'll tell you what, I'm looking in the chat as well. Seam has got a copy pasta for the ages. Akmo scores, JC roars, Krim defends, Sassanami never ends. So I suppose we'll expect to see a lot more of that as this series goes on so far, and it's an equaliser pretty quickly as well, courtesy of JC.
Yeah, JC, Ambi, PJ, full spuds, J-Wibs. What doing it on their own, pretty much. It's a big dive from the defender, finding the open net, and I told you, they're not going to let it phase them.
They are absolutely not letting that early goal phase them at all. For those confused about all the names in brackets, that is JC's Fallen Soldiers in the massive VC that is pretty much every night in RSC of those who did not make the playoffs. So, you know, is what it is, regain type stuff. JC has absolutely got you here. But anyway, now it's Rise down the other side. Rugal moves it into the middle as Wally up for the shot, up for the touch, and it's just past everybody. 3 in that, not mattering at all. And that's Rise with the lead once again.
Yeah, I think if you're Sassanami, you're going to be a little bit disappointed that you've given that one up so easily. One of the players has got to jump a lot earlier, but it's a beautiful shot from Wally, just finding the gap between the defenders.
He's done very well there, isn't he? With his placement and everything. And that's a lovely decal on Krim as well. All sorts of colours. I can't remember if that's like a special edition Fire God or something. But hang on, they have just let something slip, and so was Arvelia. That should have found the net, Blaze.
Yeah, absolutely. It's basically a free shot under no real pressure. I think it's the lack of boost maybe disrupted them a little bit, but you got to do better with that. You got so much time, so much space, and it's the hardest shot of all in Rocket League, and we all know it. But yeah, no, you got to do better with that. You got so much time.
You really do, and I hope that doesn't come back to haunt him in this game number 1, because you know what Sassanami is capable of. That could well be 2-2. That's not 2-2. Off the line from Arvelia as JC could not get the final touch, but now into the middle is Arvelia. Akmo ready for it. Booms it down the other side. Akmo and Krim, by the way, have teamed in previous seasons and done fairly well. Also in Challenger a few seasons ago under the Team Serene banner. This time it's ODL to take these two under their wing, but it's now Akmo off the ceiling looking for the final touch. Arvelia ready for it once again. Pretty good defensive performance so far from Arvelia as this one goes down the other side. Akmo wants to take another touch, and Krim ready for it. Straight back to Akmo. Could we find a pass in play? Not quite, but they are heating up a little bit, our Sassanami.
Yeah, as you say, I mean, like it or hate it, if you're another AGM or GM, when you're coming up against the likes of Stingray, the man doesn't know how to draft a team.
Yes, he
And
does.
yeah, Akmo and Krim linking up once again to give Krim a beautiful shot to the left-hand side of the net.
You know what? Play there from Akmo, straight to Krim, straight past 2, slams it 130. That's a quick one. Blink and you'll miss it type stuff, but all of a sudden, we're tied up with just about half the game left, and Rise are suddenly on the back foot.
Bit of a fake there from Arbelia. Not going to phase Krim that much, as you can see how much boost Sasanami have got, but it's a miss from Akmo. Might be leaving it for JC, as there's a chance here as Wally with a beautiful pre-jump to guide that one to the path of Rugal. I haven't seen much from Rugal in the opening phases of this game.
No. I mean, to be fair, it is a step up for him as well. And I know he may have been all around last series, but, you know, at the end of the day, it's still a prospect up to Chalet, and you can put in a shift, but sometimes you do just run out of steam. I'd hope that's not the case. I hope we can see a lot of Rugal in this series. You know, a performance like this, we've seen sub-ups happen before. Rilo last season in Master, and Silas, exact same thing now. However, they are looking to take the lead once again. Are Rise, but they can't manage to find it this time. Now it is Rugal putting that one deep into blue territory. Krim off his own corner, wants to beat one. Rugal ready for it as well. That's something you've got to watch out for if you're JC. Does get the right touch, but Wally there beats Akmo, keeps that pressure on. And honestly, I know a minute ago Rise were on the back foot, but they've done... Before that, they've done remarkably well to keep pressure.
Yeah, absolutely, but that's the downfall of these really high pressure aggressive teams. You tend to leave your back line open. That might be a mistake as they bump each other, but not penalized, not punished in the end, as Krim gonna get bumped there as well. Looking to keep on this one as Rugal gets a 50 down towards Arbelia. Arbelia with a beat, maybe a free double touch back in towards the midfield. Akmo covering that one well, not gonna phase him that much. The shot didn't have enough power, but Wally keeping the pressure alive. Flips towards Badboard, pinches it in towards the corner. That's not gonna phase ODL either. Got to do a bit more of these opportunities if you're right. You're getting some good chances, but just nothing's really sticking.
No, they're not making anything like... They've had some shots, if anything. Just nothing too dangerous since 2-2, unless Rugal has something to say about it. Arbelia with a rebound as well. That's awkward for Akmo. That could be 3-2 if no one's careful. And no one's careful. All the fake comes in, but it's still stopped out.
Nobody wanted to challenge. It felt like if any of them go, it's probably a goal, but I think the communication just got lost with you go, and then nobody went in the end, and it was cleared away, and that's an infield pass to Rugal. Rugal maybe have a last chance for Rise, and that will go down, and we have overtime in game number 1.
Big start from either side as well. Rise looking to continue what they did in the last series, and Sasanami trying to stake their claim, but they can't. Is Arbelia ending game number 1 and putting Rise ahead in the series.
Yes, the Arbelia we saw in the last one as well, just so calm, so composed, and manages to find the back of the net when you need her to most. It's a tough player to play against, such a crucial player for this Rise roster.
And to be fair, everyone did their bit. I think throughout that whole lobby, everyone, you know, got a piece in, if you will, all sitting around the 300 to 320 point mark. I'm not sure how Krim was as well, but
318.
You know, very equal then. Very.
Yeah, you couldn't offer a more balanced stat line, could you? It's one of those games where it's going to be hard to separate both of these teams in the long run. I think Sasanami are still going to edge it out as this game goes forward. Obviously, you predicted a sweep, or you're already wrong. But yeah. Hey, I mean, it needs to be a sweep now for me to get it. But it's going to be tough. Rise have been very, very good.
Yeah, in all fairness, I hope that's clipped at the start of the series if Rise win when I say they were going to get absolutely dismantled. I want that to be used completely against because, you know, it'd be absolutely deserved. It'd be it'd be a death curse if anything. But for Bin Temple, they want to keep that up. About to go into game number 2. The momentum, nobody's way, if anything, because it was end-to-end, it was equal all game. That could have gone either way. And I think we're expecting to see the same once the server's gone back up, because it wouldn't be Rocket League without a server crash.
We have the black screen of death. A glorious memento to the new Rocket League season. Happens so frequently. I believe it's when people don't ready up before the timer ends. But obviously, being on an RSC mainstream, we can't do that. So, got to make do with what we got. We'll try and get back into the game as quickly as possible. But for now, chat, what do we think about game 1 overtime? Do you think it's going to be a close game, or do you think one team's going to run away with it?
Team's definitely committing to the bit as well with all the chants and everything. That copy paste, not quite. Oh no, it has caught on. There's about 4 separate people doing the same thing. So quite the fan base for SpartanWare, and you know, I'm sure. I don't know if they're aware of it or not. I'd like to think they're aware of it, but it'd be interesting to see because I like, you know, when people just go in chat mid game. We saw Flint do it in Academy. If any of these just react to it after scoring, give it the big and in chat or something. We need some of that.
Yeah, exactly. You do know as a player, you know when the team is behind you, whether somebody tells you on Discord or you're in there yourself. And I wouldn't recommend that because it can be quite distracting. But yeah, like you do know, you know when people are behind you, you know you can feel it. And yeah, more often than not, it does help spur you on in crucial moments.
It does, but you know, long series to go. Everyone in the lobby, everybody ready. Off we go. Forbidden Temple, 1-0 to Rise. Let's get this show back on the road after a short hiatus. It is still anyone's to play for.
Absolutely, Crim looking to follow this one up off the kickoff, faking it, and Rugal absolutely slams that one. JC going to try and get a 50, does just that, trying to alleviate some pressure. Rugal gets the beat though. This could be awkward in front of Crim's net. It's Wally with the follow, and I know as soon as that ball pinches up and drops down, somebody's got to be there faster than that.
Oh my. Hang on. Misflip from Crim, mistouch from JC, and all of a sudden, it's a rough start for SpartanWare. 1-0 down in the series, 1-0 down in game number 2. Not what you want off the back of a loss, off a very balanced loss, if that as well. They want to find something back. They want to get it to 1-1, you know, 2-1 obviously, either team. I think this could, if we see like we saw in game number 1, I think this could go to 7, but maybe Rise just have something else up their sleeve.
Yeah, absolutely. Rugal now taking a 50 with JC. Akmo's there. Might be a double touch for him. He's going to fake it. JC just tries to get the follow, but Wally just absolutely sending his entire bloodline at that one, and it's a good cut. Infield, Arvelia might be there for a free shot. It's to the left of the net. Akmo can't make it. And it's going to be 2-0.
Panic stations right now for SpartanWare. No one knows where they're going. JC off on holiday. Akmo just puts it in the net from a shot that I think may have even hit the post anyway. 2-goal lead now for Aspire Rise. That is a dream start for them to carry on what they're doing. Could already force a timeout if this game goes very sideways for SpartanWare. But speaking of going sideways, that's not what you want to do off your own backboard.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a big blunder from Arvelia. I think she thought she had more time than she did. Akmo gets pretty much the perfect touch, and it finds its way into an open net.
Yeah, it does. I mean, look, it's good reactions from Akmo as well to put himself there. Someone's got to go for that sort of thing if you want to find a goal back. It's not quite a Hail Mary. There's 4 minutes left of the game, but that's definitely one way to halve your deficit now. But Arvelia down the other side once again. Krim clears it, beats 1. Rugal Musa going to be there. Just be an absolute menace. That's going to be a miss, though. Back towards JC. I think that was more of a fake, actually. Very aware from the side of SpartanWare. Of course, Akmo, I believe, is quite the coach as well in terms of how RL Esports goes. So maybe there's a couple of strats in there every now and again, maybe some kickoffs or something like that. But right now, they've just got to get their net under control, and they do manage to do so this time.
Krim cleaning this one up off the backboard, finding Akmo. Not the best touch from Akmo, though, as Rugal plays that one in towards the midfield. Willie got no boost, and Akmo will get the beat out. Might get a second one. I'm pressuring Arvelia here. Might try and force her into an error. This could be dangerous as Arvelia somehow regains control. No boost for her, but she can just take control of it, keeping this one alive. And that's Willie with a shot towards the backboard. It's a miss from... I couldn't see who missed it. Was it JC missed it? And it's going to give Rugal a free shot.
What? What is going on? We're 2 minutes in. Rugal's found the net now. That's 3-1 to the side of Rise. Everybody's on the score sheet. It's just pandemonium already.
I mean, can you sum up Challenger any better than this? Akmo towards the left-hand side. Good second touch going forward. A great pinch down the line. Wally on the backboard taking control. And it's a good bump as JC follows it up. Rugal looking to keep control of this one. Faking it for Arvelia, who's keeping this one close. Good control, but gets beat out by Krim, and Wally there with the follow. This ball just it doesn't seem to want to leave the it feels like it's got a magnet towards the Sassanami side, doesn't it? That's Akmo playing out towards his own bad board. For a second there, I thought he might have been own goaling, but the content isn't that good at the moment. Akmo keeping on this one, might be a chance to get this one infield, leaving it for Krim, and Arbelia gets the beat.
Tough attack though. JC does stop it. Wants to go all the way across. Does so. Pretty much a coast to coast off his own backboard, I suppose. Puts it into the middle now. Complete switch of the side of the arena now. Arbelia versus Krim. Arbelia wins that one. Akmo, good touch, but is it good enough? It absolutely will be. Wally got a little bit of time. Now going to go all the way back to the corner. Get the full boost. Get a good touch as well. Try not to get pre-jumped by Krim. That could be the same mistake again. It very nearly is, but all of a sudden Akmo's got a little bit of work to do because it's just pinging back and forth all over the ground right now. Krim keeps it away. Arbelia into the middle. Wally going to be there. Very tough angle, though, to reach. And JC will handily clear that one. It's going to stay 3-1 for the time being. And there's attacks either side. Neither team taking their chances in the last minute or so. But it is getting a lot more threatening, I suppose.
Yeah, it feels like that Sassanami are starting to attack with a bit more venom. We haven't really seen that coming through from this team. Obviously, there's infield passes causing issues for Rise, but nothing able to penetrate through that final line of defense. And JC looking to find Akmo. Akmo hitting this one forward. JC with the follow, potentially Arbelia with the beat. Just got some crazy deja vu. Akmo going to miss that one. Krim pops that high for JC. No, he's not going to jump for that. Rugal plays it down to Arbelia. And it's a beat by JC. It's a ping pong Rocket League game right now.
Yeah, you know what? That is the perfect term to describe it, because there's no like sustained pressure, sustained momentum on either side of the field. It's attack this. All right, now hang on, we got to defend. All right, hang on, now we got to attack. All right, hang on, that could be a goal. That might nearly be a goal. This is going to go down the other end now. You watch. Akmo gets one touch, stays in the blue for a little bit longer, but once again is back in the blue half. JC keeps it away. Wants that second touch as well. Good second touch as well. Wally low on boost, but JC can go into the middle towards Akmo. Maybe that's going to be one back. Arbelia ready for it. Krim with a follow-up, but it's good defense. Now, as we mentioned the whole ping-pong thing, as, you know, perfect demonstration of it right there, they've done a very good job of defending that, have Rise.
Yeah, but it just feels like at any moment this Rise team could fall apart. But Sassanami probably had the worst opportunity there. I thought the counter-attack from Rise might be more dangerous as Krim having to cover. It just feels like everything that's coming out from Sassanami is going to cause this, right? That everything coming out from Rise is going to cause the Sassanami team some issues. I might just stick to the org names because I'm getting confused with the big words. As Krim plays that one back towards the corner, JC there picks that one towards the sidewall. Arbelia with the follow. This game will end regardless of if Wooly scores that, which it does, as a Rise victory, making this one 2-0. 2, right? This is game 2.
Yep.
Yep, cool. Okay. And it looks like Sassanami have called a timeout.
This is big. If you're Rise, this is huge. You're forced a timeout within 10 minutes. You're just dominating already. Both of us now wrong on the desk as well. I don't know what Sweaty said, but it's probably wrong as well. But it's not Sassanami dominating like expected. Rise have really come up to the task here halfway through to Saturday now. Sassanami have got 2 minutes to think about it. And Blaze, if you're in their position right now, what would you change? Because something clearly needs to.
One major difference is, I saw it in the last game as well, Sassanami just are not holding on to the ball. They're giving Rise so much pressure, so much time, because these touches just aren't finding their mark. And if you're Rise, you've got to be happy because some of these challenges from Sassanami just basically giving them free opportunities. There's big mistakes in front of the net. We've seen that for a few goals in this game. Just double commits, misflips, nobody going for the ball. They got to sort that out.
Yeah, they do. Just maybe... Well, I suppose communication is a big thing for it, but also just, you know, just thinking about, I suppose, you hear this in a lot of ranks, thinking about what you're doing before you do it. Is it worth it? If I go for this ball, is it worth it? And I think that's a thing that's caused them a lot of stress right now. There's been a lot of panic in there as well, especially with all these goals. Has the lobby crash? Am I bugging?
No, Sweaty lost access to match admin, so we're resetting.
Oh.
We love Rocket League bugs.
2 for 2 already.
It's the best, exactly. 2 for 2. I wonder if we can go 4. I wonder if we can go 7 for 7 because we're going to game 7, obviously.
Yeah, we will. Watch this. Let me call the series. Sassanami are going to win 3, force a timeout, and then Rise will win the last 2. There we go.
Yep, I can see it. It could happen. I've seen crazier things happen in my entire life. But I've been casting for a while. The time just dies. We've got 2 minutes until some epic Rocket League gameplay will continue. Yeah, you know what? As I say, they got to hold on to it. They got to hold on to it more. Every single touch feels like it's coming off a trampoline. It's a hospital touch, just going straight towards the other side, and there's no control.
No, I mean, look, it's a thing for the lower tiers, for your academy, for your prospect. Challenger, you'd like to see is the turning point, just because of the fact that it's where rank starts getting higher. It's where control starts getting more, because this is GC2 territory right now. This is peak 1600 gameplay, up to maybe even, I don't know how high it goes. I think it's 1670 or something like that. But
1675.
1675, that's the one. So it is just straight 1600 gameplay. You'd like to see a little bit more control, because that's what makes you break through to those upper ranks. That control, because been in 1600 lobbies before many times. It's just straight but it's all good. I'm sure these players are all absolutely aware of it. It's just a matter of, we've seen how well Akmo and Krim can work together. We've seen how good JC is on mechanics, but sometimes it's not about mechanics. It's as you said, not making those easy mistakes, those unforced errors that cause the goals against you that Rise have really been taking good advantage of.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's the control, I think, is the main difference here. We see Rise take control of it. They keep it close. Avelia especially so good at those infield movements, the way she just dances around the pitch, basically. And she's been given so much space. She's been allowed to do it. You've got to shut it down. Obviously, this is the lobbies. This is lobbies that I play in, and it's normally so much more physical than this. There's normally way more bumps, normally way more demos. It's been a bit of an anomaly day for me.
Yeah. I mean, look, there's still a potential 5 more games to switch this about if you want, to make it less anomalous, if you will. But we're going to have to see a bit of a switch up from one team especially now, as, I've been told this gameplay is better than mine. It probably is. Do face a slot in 6-mans every now and again, so it probably is. But, I'd like to see a little bit more, because, gonna toot the horn of Sassanami really do need to... They've turned up a bit of flair every now and again, but they really need to all equally do their own little bit. They did in game 1, but it just wasn't quite enough, and game 2 was an absolute thrashing.
Exactly, as Rugal now taking control of this one. Akmo diving at the front post, and JC is there to take control. Bit of a whiff by Rugal as Wooly plays this one in towards the midfield. Krim dealing with that one nicely. Akmo now have a chance to get their first shot on target. This game is going to be their first shot on target. It's going to be the first goal by Sassanami in game number 3.
Pick that one out from Akmo. Bar down. Did they talk about that in the timeout? I have no idea. But whatever it is, it's working so far, because keeper did not have a sniff of that shot. It was the perfect placement. JC going for an aerial, no boost. That may be another example of not too clever, but it wasn't too much of a consequence for him either. Now with full boost, gets one touch as well, keeps it deep in the orange half now. Wants to follow this one up as well. Find it into the middle just a little bit. Wally awkward. Akmo into the middle, back towards Krim. Could be 2-0, is 2-0. And Sassanami have certainly woken up now.
Exactly. The timeout doing them wonders. Akmo, beautiful pop. Krim, great follow. But this is what we're talking about. It's something that we needed to have seen from this Sassanami team, doing more with what they've got. They've had the shots, they've had the pressure, but now they're finally finding that cutting edge.
They really are, and it's a sharp saw blade at that. Already found 2 goals. Rise, no chance for either of those, as Akmo's going to take this above one bump as well. Good final touch back towards Krim. Can he get the flick off? No, Arbelia is going to be there. But JC waiting now. A good little bit of, I say patience. That's gone straight towards Rugal, but as long as this isn't too awkward for Akmo, which it isn't. And it goes back towards Krim, and this could be 3 if Rise aren't careful. Akmo now straight towards net again, and he is just relentless. Another bar down shot. JC not even crossing 100 points yet, but Akmo and Krim are just going at it.
Yeah, a minute and a half shooting for 75% as a team. Akmo and Krim with 100% shooting percentage in a minute and a half. That's a pretty fun stat there. But you say JC, he doesn't need to do much. Akmo and Krim are pretty much doing it on their own. And then when JC's needed, he's getting the balls downfield. Might be a chance for him now. Tries to fake out. Rugal can't quite do it. And that's pinched down. That's pinched towards the net by Rugal. Is it going to find his way through? JC covering well. But yeah, they're just doing more. They're keeping the ball closer. They're not just giving it away. And they're not making it easy when they do.
They're really not. It's a tough time for Rise right now. It's a very tough time. Because, well, as I say that, a team bump does come in. But, you know, still not so early in game number 3 now. But about halfway through, finding yourself 3 goals down, could be 4. If you're not careful. Avelia one touch, Akmo into the middle again. JC just waiting for that touch to come outwards. Wants to go for 1 now. Arvelia's on 100. JC's going to try and be there. Gets beat as well. Akmo back towards JC. Back towards potentially Krim here. Could be up for it. Short touch towards JC with boost. The team plays are really flowing in now because we're saying just about every possible name on the side of Sassanami in this last couple of minutes. So, you know, everyone is doing their equal part, if that. Of course, the start of the game was absolutely all that dynamic duo in Akmo and Krim, but JC's coming into his own in this last minute of the game, trying to find the shots off, trying to find those final touches. We saw attempted flip reset play as well about a minute and a half ago, but no luck since that 3rd goal did go in. Now Rugal moves down the other side to maybe find anything the other end. Arvelia 1 touch, Arvelia cannot find 2, and this one is just going to get cleared out relative ease unless Wally can find something from it, which he somewhat does, but either way, that's going to go over the bar, and back to square one Arise.
Yeah, Wally going to leave that one. Akmo gets a free clearance down the field. Is there a defender? There's no defender! I thought somebody was back! What? Where's the last man? There is no last man, it's just a free shot!
Game plan, not ideal there from Rise. I don't know what was going through the last back's head there. I don't know what you're thinking, but a little bit of an error, if you will, from the side of Rise. Now Wally back into the middle. I say that JC does stop it, but they're trying to keep some sort of thing. Get a goal back, maybe. Shot goes off from Wally. Shot goes off from Arvelia. It's 4-0 Sassanami. It's just one of those games, I'm afraid, for Rise, where it just seems to be everything you touch does not go very well. It's like a reverse Midas, if you will. But now Krim off the wall, back towards his teammate. Akmo just clears that one out. The dynamic duo working together on defense as well as offense, while JC gets that touch back into the middle. That could go upwards again. Akmo down, looking for his 4th off that backboard. Reset into the middle. Beautiful pass. And it's just muffed by Krim.
Oh, it's a massive mistake. It's so free. Both of them just diving at it. Neither of them were giving an inch to each other, and they're on the same team. I've seen a little wall dash here from Krim, keeping this one close. But yeah, you got to be scoring that. I mean, sure, you're 4 goals up, but I don't care. Academy players will score that.
Some would.
Yeah, okay, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, some. 50%.
50%. Same with Prospect, to be honest. Also 50. It's just Academy, but faster.
Prospect is 50.01. Come on.
One more player.
Exactly, in the entirety. As Rugal going to miss out on that one. JC taking control of this one off the ceiling. Goes down towards this center of the pitch. Arvelia not getting nothing on that. As Rugal keeping this one close. Arvelia keeping this one with a bit of speed. And I think they're trying to get a bit of momentum towards the later stages of this game as Wally gets bumped. JC with control. Going to be able to just guide this one down. Except it doesn't go down. It stayed up. Akmo looking to follow this one. Faking it out for Krim. Krim gets demoed. And somehow that stayed up. And it's going to drop down. That's a 4-0 victory for Sassanami.
Yeah, DFH has just become a cemetery for the Rise defense. Rest in peace, all of them after that game. 9 shots, 4 goals, clinical from Sassanami. Rise absolutely no chance throughout the game. Wally barely crossing 100 points there. And look, they've still got the series lead. It's only 2-1 so far. So looking at these stats as well, it is just all over for Sassanami in this situation. So 1 of the 4 is there. 1 of the 4 is done now. Of course, you know, series advantage aside of Rise. Would you start to be scared after this game? Do you reckon that 1 game is enough of a statement to show the Sassanami have arrived, or do you think they've got to repeat that if, you know, Rise need to take action?
You know, I think Sassanami played really well, but I think Rise didn't play how they did in the first 2 games. I think, yeah, there was too much space where Rise normally put on so much pressure on their opponents. We didn't see that. we could see a complete repeat of the first series where Rise went 2-0 up. They lost the game, but then they won the rest of it, you know. But yeah, no, I don't think Rise will let that phase them. They're a team who do bounce back incredibly well, and I think we're going to see that in game number 4.
Yeah, I mean, surely something, right? Because you can't go 4-0 and then have no one stood the 4-0. So, Rise, show us what you've got. Show us that was just a fluke, that Sassanami do not, in fact, have your number just yet. As Rugal Musa, one touch off the kickoff, goes straight towards halfway, back towards Krim, back towards Akmo as well. Off the ceiling, maybe one more touch. Down as well, makes it a bit awkward for Arvelia, as JC wants to keep any sort of pressure, but Arvelia beats it. Good composure from Arvelia as well. She's really been on that. In the games that Rise has been doing well, I think it has all been down to some of Arvelia's magic, if anything. She's really been the standout point, I think, of these 3 players. So it may just be a case of not doing that if you want to win game number 4.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Sassanami did a really good job of shutting Arvelia out of the last game, playing it around her, realizing the way she's been moving. She's just been playing hyper aggressive and just playing around it a little bit. Because I don't think Wooly and obviously I think Rugal has played incredibly well for obviously being a sub up. You genuinely can't tell. Like, yeah, no. He's not felt lost or anything like that in this series. I've been incredibly impressed. That's an awkward touch from Krim. Arvelia's there. But it does just feel like everything from this Rise team is coming from Arvelia. And so if you're Sassanami, you want to find a way to shut her out.
And they definitely did a good job of it last game. Mainly just because of the fact they couldn't get the ball. But I think Arvelia switched teams.
Yep. I think she did. No, you know, you get caught on the front post. You get an awkward touch when you're driving backwards. Obviously, no meters here. Like, we haven't seen a professional backwards driving in Challenger for a while. But yeah, that's an easy mistake to make. You can't let that get to you.
No. It's just bounce back sort of thing. There's still plenty of time left in the game. Musa down the other end now. Wants to find the shot as well. Lovely touch to beat one, but JC lays that off towards Krim to start the counter-attack. Wally pre-flip. Akmo up in the air with a lot of boost to work with. JC just sitting under him for now, seeing what his teammate can conjure up. But now it's going to come towards that man with all the tributes in his name. Won't get anything off of that instant bump against him, but you know, it's still in orange right now. Krim keeping some sort of pressure on, I suppose. Akmo for a second shot. Akmo with a miss. But at the end of the day, Sassanami still have all the pressure, all the ball, and it is stuck in Rise's half.
Yeah, Rise can't really find a way to escape at the moment. Those 50s are falling nicely for Sassanami players. Arvelia looking to try and shut this one down, but Krim getting the better of her. It's a fake there. Rugal going to be the one to get that one away, finding Arvelia, but not able to get a touch on it, and so it gives Rise a chance to get this ball back. Sassanami a chance to get this ball back into the Rise half, and you can't let them do that. As the infield pass from Akmo, we know how dangerous that link up can be. Beautiful placement, beautiful pass.
Clang. Off the post. Krim, perfect shot. As you said, beautiful pass. It's the duo again. For all, I think, one of the last 6 goals Sassanami scored, they've been scored by Akmo, assisted by Krim, or the other way round. It just seems to be like, you know, 2 peas in a pod, if you will. It's one of your iconic duos for their either 2nd or 3rd or maybe even 4th season teaming up or something. I'm not quite sure the logistics. I know they've done it at least once before, but they're so deadly when they can figure this one out together, as they have been doing. But you've got to keep the net guarded now, which JC does, fitting in that role as the temporary 3rd man right there very well. So it goes towards Wally, goes towards the net. Krim keeps it away now. Now it's going to be Sassanami playing on the defence, trying to keep their 2-goal lead as Arvelia keeps this one above. Wants 1 touch, wants 2 touch, wants off the backboard as well. Good setup, makes the defence awkward, but it is going to be Krim ready for it. There's always that 3rd man. You beat 2, you got to beat the 3rd, and Arvelia couldn't do it.
Yeah, Krim now taking control of this one. It's Arvelia infield pass. It's Akmo towards backboard. Rugal with a miss. JC is there. Haven't seen much of him this game. Didn't see much of him in the last game because we didn't need to. But he was there when you need him. He's defensive, but then he's there.
That's the thing that Rise have got to remember. It's all good watching out for Akmo and Krim, but there's still that deadly 3rd man in JC. And you leave him away for a few seconds. Look what he can do to you.
Yeah, he's a player you can't give too much space to, but you can't ignore him. Akmo and Krim, that's a beautiful shot. Great save by Krim. But yeah, Agmo and Krim showcase players, right? They're players who will play together offense pretty much perfect when they're on their day as a duo. But JC, he does just fill that third man gap really, really well. That's a massive bump. Rugal with a chance to shoot. Agmo, the last man back, can't make it. And Rugal will open up the scoring for Rise. A bump.
Shot. Simple as that. No boost. Rise on the board. And after, what, 7 unanswered goals, they've, if you're going to count last game on this game combined, they've technically been Braziled, but at the same time, it might be their key to being back in the series now. Try not to let this one become too bad, as I say that Agmo does find the net. And guess who's assisting?
Commentators, gosh. Yeah, as I say, if the Agmo Krim link up, you can't ask. Like, it's a tale as old as time, isn't it?
Pretty much.
It's the sort of link ups you expect to see in the legacy seasons of RSC.
It's written in the rule book. Don't pass it to Krim or Agmo if the other one's on the field.
Yeah, even if they're on opposite teams, they just pass to each other. JC take control. Massive pinch. Whoa! It's
Oh!
105 with a ceiling bounce.
No one ready for it. Nobody ready for it. It doesn't matter who's there of Agmo or Krim. As we said before, Mr. JC over here, ceiling pinch. Well, pinch off the ceiling, I should say. Cucks her into a ceiling bounce into whatever that was. You got to answer that. You couldn't, and he's just completely done up your team there.
Yeah, I'm sorry, JC, for saying you're not a showcase player. I'll shut up now. Rugal take control. Krim gets to beat Agmo, looking just to cover over the space. Arbelia gets a deep clearance, but there's no player down there looking to keep this up herself, though. As JC, no boost on the front post. Krim covering well. Wally with the beat towards the left-hand side, where Agmo plays it back into the space where Wally has just left by challenging for that. JC in the midfield. Wally gonna get beat out by JC. It's a big chance for Rugal, as that's 50 down. Arbelia looking to go forward. Rugal gonna miss out on that one too. It's these small misses that's gonna call. What a save from Agmo! And no, Arbelia! Another massive mistake. Obviously, I don't think it would have impacted the end of the game, but that's a massive, massive thing for confidence.
That's a clanger, that one. It's just not what you're looking for.
Yeah, clanger. Yeah, best word.
You see him in football every now and again, but
Yeah,
he's
making the cross.
League.
Yeah, making the post rattle. Time. Oh, it's a reverse timeout. We've seen the second timeout of this game, the third of the day, coming out from Rise. Rise haven't been put in a position where they've needed to use a timeout so far, but I think, yeah, JC, Krim, Agmo, if you look at the points, look at the shots, look at the goals coming out from them, you're going to want to use a timeout to try and disrupt the momentum.
Couple of things about that leaderboard. Agmo, by the way, involved in all 5 goals, is bottom of the leaderboard. So that's interesting. Can't say I've seen that one before. And on that other side as well, I think something... I feel like Wally hasn't... We haven't really said his name the last couple of games, mainly for obvious reasons of them losing 9-1 on aggregate in games 3 and 4. But there's work to be done here, because if he can pull the weight he was pulling in game, like he did in games 1 and 2, when, of course, Rise are on top, that's going to be... I know we talk about Arbelia, but it's going to have to be everyone stepping up. Rugal doing a brilliant job of doing so as that prospect up to Charlie. Like you said, you're not able to tell. Arbelia, of course, was spoken about, but I think Wally, with 200 points combined in the past 2 games, there may just be something needing to change. Maybe just, I'm not sure exactly what, but a little thing to be tweaked, and just a better way to link around your teammates in a way such that everybody gets the ball. So basically the same thing that Sasanami did to switch up between games 2 and 3, but for this time to involve Wally in it as well, because he was scoring in games 1 and 2. He was doing very well for Rice, especially in that game number 2 when they just dismantled Sasanami. But I just think he needs to be a bit more involved.
Well, I think the main thing is Wally was so physical in games number 1 and 2. The bumps, the demos, the disruption plays that he was putting out, it just caused ODL some issues. We haven't seen that in these last 2 games, be it as it may. Maybe they're playing too fast for them, maybe they fix their rotations to try and avoid that. You never know, but he needs to get more involved, as you say, like having combined 200 points in 2 games. That's that's not a good stat. That's not a stat you want brought up in the by the casters on the bench. But we've seen we've seen his highs, we've seen his lows. He's got to find some consistency.
He does. He needs to find, well, maybe the whole team needs to find just a way to involve everybody in such a way that they're all getting saves, they're all getting goals, they're all getting shots, and they're getting physical with it. Because I think even though everybody on Sasanami is rapid right now and they can score from anywhere on the field, would put money on it as well, because from what we saw with JC in his pinch last game. And I think that getting physical may be your only choice, because they can't score if they're dead. I know it sounds obvious, but, you know.
Yeah, Will Buxton over here. That's if you know, you know. But yeah, no, yeah. I mean, you're not wrong. Like, if you're not on the pitch, you're not taking up space. You're not putting yourself in opportunity. You're not putting yourself in spaces where the other team, like, you can get the ball. Like, if you're not on the pitch, you can't impact the game. And Wally was so good at doing that to the opposition before. It was just significantly more efficient in the way he was doing it. We haven't seen that in games 2 and 3. I think that's because of an adaptation from Sasanami, but he's got to get himself more involved now as we head into game number 5. Beckwith Park Midnight. I think, are we waiting for somebody to spectate, or are you in the game?
Mm-hmm. We're
Oh,
all
okay.
in.
You're just not on my. You're just not on my screen.
Not on my screen.
In towards the corner. Rugal, there was chances. JC towards the corner.
Well, better start off the kickoff anyway for Rise there. This one goes back towards Krim into the middle, gets damaged for it as well. Rugal back towards Avelia with a full boost. Akmo just makes it a little bit awkward, so that leaves Avelia with all the work to do in her own corner now. Ends up beating 2 for it though. Krim has to get the touch, otherwise this could turn dangerous, but Avelia back into the middle. Is there going to be a follow for it? There will from Wally, the man who needs to get more involved is doing so. Looks for the bump as well. It's lovely start from Wally especially as well now to look for more involvement, just needs a little bit of boost to work with now. Clears it away. Back towards Akmo, back towards potentially Krim in the middle. Beats Rugal. This is stuck in orange territory now as Akmo, low boost, has to find something or someone. Can't quite do so, but just wants to make it a little bit awkward, I suppose.
Yeah, exactly. Rugal with a good chance, can't beat out Krim. Gonna get a beat out on Wally there as well. But there we go. We see Wally being disruptive, and now Avelia's got a second of time to breathe. JC taking that back towards his own side. Avelia with the 50 with Krim. That's Rugal towards the corner, blasting that one into Krim's path, and there to follow that one up. Just dispossessing Avelia a little bit. Wally there to try and get the beat out on Krim. Does so. JC towards the backboard. Rugal might get a miss. Oh, beautiful touch by Rugal. And playing that one out and towards the centre. Krim there to follow this one up. Akmo, an option in the midfield if the double touch is there. It's a beautiful clearance by Wally. Now we're seeing Wally get more involved.
Yeah, we really are, and that's what we need to see. Maybe it was a pace thing, maybe it was just a confidence thing. Whatever it is, I think he's shaking it off. He's really managed to get more involved back into the game, even without boost. Still going for the ball there, so credit for just, you know, even if you can't do anything with boost, just be a nuisance to that other team. Now Avelia on the turn, good goal.
And there we go. This is the Rise we've seen before. JC just couldn't do anything about the 50. It's a beautiful 50 by Rugal, and the positioning from Avelia there, just to recognise that's going to pinch out towards the left-hand side. Maybe more luck than judgment, but beautiful positioning nonetheless. 1-0 to Rise.
And Rise coming out of the gates far stronger than we saw them in those 2 absolutely limp games from them in games 3 and 4. Granted, it wasn't much they could do. Half of it was just the fact that Sasanami were so deadly in everything they could offer, as could be the case here if Krim is ready for it, which she is not, but eyes up the shot anyway. That could be an awkward one. Avelia with the save. Akmo looking for 2 touches back into the middle. I can only find one, can only go towards JC. It goes in the middle anyway. Nobody ready for it. Wally on the ball now. 18 boost, wants to beat 1, wants to beat 2. Can sort of beat Akmo. I wouldn't say it's much on Wally, but more so an Akmo mistake there. But, you know, Rise have got that little bit of pressure with 1 goal lead, and that's exactly what they're looking for, to find themselves back into the series.
Maybe had a chance for an open net there. Avelia, good cover. As JC maybe have a chance to shoot here towards backboard, not able to get around it. Rugal taking control. 50 with Krim. Good 50 in favour of Rise, but Wally just giving the ball away a little bit, giving JC a chance to sort of recuperate his positioning. As towards backboard, Avelia reads that one well. Rugal going to leave this one because there's no way he can hit that. That'll benefit his team. It'd be like him playing for a blue player. That's a good pass by Krim to find Akmo. Akmo waiting for the bump, but couldn't quite do it. That's JC on the backboard now. Rugal not going to get a touch there. That could have been crucial if Rugal puts that one away. Akmo plays it high. Krim is up once again. Wally with the beat, playing it to an empty space where JC is avoiding a demo.
Well, looks like Akmo could not do the same there, and JC getting bumped as well, so Wally outwards. I say a bit of time. There wasn't too much time with that respawn from Akmo there, but Wally another touch. Now Arvelia waiting for a ball into the middle, which he gets a good touch off of, but now Wally back towards Arvelia, off of Krim in the process, but this could drop down awkwardly if JC can't read it, which he can. I mean, mechanical-wise, is there any doubt of JC reading something? Not so much, but that's good from Wally. Good patience, good composure, good pressure, just being that nuisance once again that you need him to be, but Krim with a shot, JC with the follow, maybe Akmo with the third. Sasanami back in on that orange half now, looking for another shot, and you've got to be ready for it, because it's just too easy sometimes.
Yeah, you cannot give Sasanami a chance to get back into this game. You've got to hold the 1-0 lead. It's just a defensive error, and that will give them an equalizer at a crucial time with 1 minute left. The momentum probably with Sasanami. I think they've had the better chances in the latter half of this game. Arvelia going to try and pick up the boost and try and start something for them now. And it beats out one. Akmo's there waiting. It's a good beat by Akmo. It's demo by JC on Wally. Arvelia cleaned this one up. It's not the best touch though. It's sort of like loose in the midfield. Wally gets the beat. It's going to be awkward. As Rugal charging downfield, and Akmo cleans that one up.
I like that from Akmo. Just that little bit of patience once again to know that the attacker's not going to be getting there in time. Wally might though. Hang on. Goal scorer Wally. What you need from the start of that last game as well. Late lead. All rise.
Yeah, exactly. A rise. Not a rise. I'm thinking about my own org here. Arvelia and Akmo on the kickoff. That's a good kickoff for Rise, but Krim going to take control of this one. Pre-flip, good first touch, might be a reset. Drops it too low. There's a bump on one. Akmo there off the crossbar touch. Arvelia with a crucial save. Gliding across the inside of the goal. Rugal gets the beat out as well. Akmo there to clean it up, but Arvelia getting herself involved once again. Info pass from Rugal. That's a shot by Arvelia, but all three players diving it. Nobody there to clean it out. Krim at the 50 volley. This ball's going to go down. It's going to be match point for Rise.
Wow. Who could have seen that one coming after the past two games? All of a sudden, Rise have found their way back in. Lovely win to just grind it to a close game as opposed to a smacking. Keep Sasanami out enough so that you can just let them shoot at you, put all the saves in, and just keep yourself in that late lead as well. That late goal, it was beautiful. It was well run, if you want, from Rise. They all did their bit. I think that's the main thing. But they found a way to control the game more than they have done.
How's it Rise, but it says Aspire. That's because Aspire's the franchise, and Rise is the name of the team. So the 6 teams, each one has a different name, just so they differentiate from each other. Because if we're saying Aspire, we could be talking about any of the 6 teams. So I just wanted to clear that up. Yeah, no. Arvelia once again showing why she dominated the entire day today, really. Wally getting more involved in that. That once again was the crucial moment. He got himself involved, caused some problems, got the demos, disrupted the midfield, and that's all he's got to do. That's all he has to do.
Mm-hmm. And he's only got to do it for one more game as well, because, well, they've got 2 chances, but if they can get this done by the first, then that is, well, in my eyes, I don't know about in your eyes, in my eyes, that is an upset if they can beat Sasanami here.
I think it would be. The expectation would be that Sasanami obviously finishing third or fourth. Fourth in their group. My apologies. Fourth in their group. But yeah, Sasanami, I don't think anybody expected them to be this close. Sasanami have played well, 6-4. They're winning more than half of their games. But as I say, they concede a lot. And I knew that the defense would be a problem in this series. I'd say 105 goals conceded.
Oh my word.
The next team with that many conceded was down in 8th. With 108. But they've scored 112. They score loads, but they need to get this defense locked down. You can't give a team like Aspire that much time, that many shots, that many opportunities just to try and fizzle their way through the defense.
Oh, it's a glass cannon then, is what it is, from the side
Yes.
of Assassin Army. I mean, score lows, concede lows, if you want. 23-24 Ange ball, if you know, you know as well. It's very high risk, but very high reward, as we saw in those couple of games that they have won. Because when they've won, it has been a complete dismemberment of this Rise team. But, of course, when they've lost, despite game number 2 was an exception, it has been relatively tight for a lot of it. So, if it's controlled, it's Rise. If it's chaotic, it's Assassin Army. I feel like that's the way it's going to go, and we'll see what happens with this game, but they need to lock it down.
Yeah, absolutely. I saw a quote a while ago. It said, offense wins games, but defense wins tournaments. And I think that's pretty much what we're seeing here as Wally plays that one out towards the left-hand side. Avelia picking this one up nicely. Gonna just play it low. Krim gonna miss out on that one. Wally with a chance to get a free shot. Akmo looking for something here. And Rugal plays that one out. JC in towards the midfield. Avelia's there. Good 50. And it's going to fall for Akmo down towards the right-hand side. Krim is there, playing towards Akmo. No boost for Akmo, as it's going to get slammed back down by Rugal.
No, and that shot from Wally could well have found the net. But if he's not careful as well, this could go down the other side. Gets the 50 though, and it's not too bad of a result. Arvelia versus Krim now. Krim gets the better of Arvelia on that occasion, but Rugal straight back down to the other side. This could be a read now. It is, but not from Arvelia. It's from Akmo, this read. So it's a good way to snuff that one out, if anything. Now it goes back towards a Krim with full boost. Always a dangerous sight for anybody in the Challenger tier. As Rugal now down towards the net. Forces a save from JC. A demo comes in now on Arvelia by Krim. Bumps as well all over the field now. This is dangerous in the blue box. If Krim can't get this, this could be awkward, and it is. And Arvelia takes full advantage.
Yeah, it's Wally gets a good touch. It's a big defensive blunder from Krim, though. He gets a piece of it, but that's because he gets bumped into it. You can't be making a mistake like that when you have one game in your locker. You can't do it.
No. I mean, if they were up 3-2, of course, it'd be a different situation. But now, it is true back against the wall situation, because it's not just your normal series. This is your season on the line here. And with the team they've got, you know, quite a run, at least from what I think anyway. They've gone quite the run. But right now, Rise bringing it to them completely, as they have done in games 1, 2, and 5. And it just seems to be that if Rise get control, Assassin Army don't know how to take it back. So, of course, if there's any time to change, that is going to be now. But they're going to need to find this goal soon, because that time is ticking away.
Yeah, absolutely. Akmo take control now, keeping pressure on Wally. Wally no boost, as Rugal gets a 50 with JC. It's Krim up so early. But Arvelia gets the better of the 50 and towards the right-hand side of the corner. Looking for something. Rugal guard gets the shot, but it's a good save by JC and Akmo. It's going to be a free shot for Assassin Army. The massive defensive mistake. I said it once before. If you throw all your players at the ball, eventually something's going to find its way through. And it has.
I think everybody on the field threw themselves at that ball. Wally, with the shot, it just happened to be straight at the goalie, and it also happened to be he was the last man, but now, all the way down the other end, trying to find one more so on target, as Akmo gets a touch away with a reset, mind you. Rugal with another touch, bit of a miscom there from the side of Rise here, but now Wally one more. Akmo away, and a little bit of time now, a little bit of just downtime for Rugal to get that small touch, not let anything dangerous happen. Another 50 as well from Arvelia, but with this final minute winding down now, if a late goal is needed for anyone, it is absolutely going to be Assassin Army. And I think Rise, as that one is very dangerous if anything, I think Rise are going to have to close this out in this game, because I'm getting the vibe that if Assassin Army take this, they will take the 7th.
Yeah, I think so too. We've seen the impact that momentum has on the Assassin Army side. When they get going, I said it the first game when I was about Korean, but I'll talk about it here because this is probably more accurate. Assassin Army, a steam train. When they get going, they're a glass cannon, they're a steam train. They will run through your defense, but they make defensive blunders of their own, and we've seen that plenty here. It just feels like this Rise team have found the way to counter after losing 2 games, and that's a big pinch. Krim's going to be there down the field to Rugal. But yeah, it just feels like they've found a way to counter some of these offensive positions.
Yeah, I mean, they've really just put themselves in the way. As this one's still up, still going as well. Down towards Arvelia. Is the control going to happen? No, it is not. And this series has 2 possible branches. We're going to Champions Field, or Rise could end it on the spot. It's Neo Tokyo overtime, and both teams have got it all to work with. Musa and JC with the 50 now, as JC goes forward as well towards Krim off the backboard as well. Could this go towards Akmo, that danger man all series? No, it cannot. Rugal completely shuts that down because it's the same. Is Will Buxton again? If you're dead, you can't score, and that's what they need to keep doing to Rise.
Exactly. If you win the game, you don't lose. It's JC here with a shot. It's a good save by Wally. Last-ditch effort from Wally behind the ball, but now Krim's got a chance to keep the pressure alive as Wally. Not the best touch. Arvelia covering nicely, but JC 15 that one low. Is there a man back to take control? There is. It's Krim. And Arvelia going to leave that one for Wally. I think they bumped each other a little bit, but Wally's still covering well. Akmo keeping the pressure alive. Objectively, I think you could say that momentum is with Sasanami right now. Wally with control. Krim there with 50. You don't want to do that in front of your net. That's infill pass by Krim. Akmo plays it over towards the left-hand side. Rugal taking control of this one now. Aspire needs to find a way out their own half.
Yeah, they've been penned in for over a minute now. And this isn't just a thing where you can just wait for an overtime and kick off, because this is overtime. This is golden goal. And this is something that, you know, if you're not careful, it can all go against you so fast. Krim with the winner, and we are going to Champions Field.
What did I say in the first first timeout? I said we're going to Game 7.
You did.
You can go back and check. I said we're going to Game 7. Here we are. ODL have found a way through. JC once again. The defensive domination from JC cannot be understated.
No, I mean, 4 saves right here. He had another 4, I believe, last game as well, and a few before that as well. He's just doing his job, letting those other 2 go forward, score, assist, and he's holding down the fort absolutely perfectly here.
Apologies, I forgot I was on camera. Yeah, no, hopefully nobody saw me except my face is nice and big. Yeah, no, Sasanami, excellent play. JC, as I say, defensive masterclass. Akmo helping out there as well, and I think that's what they needed. Krim, so aggressive, is willing to push forward so hard. Akmo would just link up so well with him, and JC, you couldn't really ask for a better defensive man, could you? You couldn't ask for a better third man.
No. I mean, especially in Challenger as well. Like, it's the guy that holds down it all perfectly, and then when you're not on defense anymore, he just has every single trick in the book that he can use on the offense. Pinches, ceiling shots, resets. We've seen he's got a whole highlight reel of these last couple seasons. I know there was 2 shouts in last season for the clip of the season. I think he finished 3rd in that, so that really tells you what's on offer. We've seen that pinch already find the net. So we are one more game then for either of these teams to show why they deserve a spot on Saturday. Let's get to it. It's Game 7.
Here we go. Akmo, instant shot. Rugal gonna get no messing around with that one. Goes far. Rugal looks to follow this one up too. Goes low. Krim, good read. Arvelia keeping the pressure up. Krim trying to keep it away from his net, which obviously if it's not near your net, you don't concede. There you go. I've got a Will Buxton moment on my own. Arvelia keeping control of this one. Akmo not gonna get beat by Arvelia there. Akmo might be looking for a demo here. No demo comes out, and it's Krim gets a double touch from the pass from JC, and it is Sasanami who would go 1-0 up. I lost it in my mouth.
Everybody as well doing their little bit. Pass up, goes to the bump as well, does another one, scores, does a 3rd, and it's just a bit too overwhelming for poor Aspire Rise right now. That early lead is huge, especially in Game 7, because now it is, as everybody says here, it's do or die. It is win or lose, obviously. But anyway, it's Sasanami with that early lead now. Wally and JC both going for it as that 50 is won from Krim now. Arvelia with a lot of boost just completely loses the ball there. Wally's pressured into a clear now. Now back towards Arvelia as well. JC 50s it instantly now. Krim looking for a beat. Has Akmo waiting as well. Both of them pretty high on boost and bumps coming in to stop any further danger from coming in, but it will anyway. Now a big clear away, but there's just no follow for any offense to start from Rise, unless this one can find a way through, but Krim more than ready for it, and Sasanami have come out to play in Champions Field.
Absolutely massive reset on the punch from Krim. What a shot from Krim, doing it on his own, off the sideball, pre-flip, reset pop, double touch by him. Krim is alive, and that is criminal. Pun intended.
Way. In terms of Challenger, by the way, that might be one of the best shots I've ever seen a Challenger make. The fact that, because on the reset as well, he just, you know, flip cancelled, waited, got a perfect pop, and just double tapped it off the side as well. I don't know how you're going to stop that if you are Rise, because you're built for certain mechanics in Challenger, but something like that, it's just straight up magic. Krim as well, completely locked in. I say that. That could well have been a mistake there, but Musa now into the middle. Arvelia one touch. Arvelia no two touches. Krim to stop that one once again, and again. You know what? Krim is just everywhere right now.
No, I have that one in line with Arvelia's shot in the last game, in the last series. Yeah, the flip reset double. Flip reset double touch. That or should I say double touch flip reset? What I forget what it's called anyway. It's passed down. Akmo getting a pinch with Rugal. That was in towards the Rise corner. JC awkward. Arvelia there. In towards the midfield it goes. Is there a player up there? Is Wally? He's a bit delayed to it as JC gets an easy touch. Krim might have a free shot. Does Rugal have the speed? No, he doesn't. It's an open net.
Hat-trick hero Krim coming to the rescue of Sasanami just when they need him the most. This guy on stream, 80 viewers, chat going ham for him is perfect. 500 points in half the game as well. Akmo not even crossing 100 yet. And we've seen Akmo all series do everything, but when the pressure's really dialed up, is Krim there? Wally misses it. This could be 4 if they're not careful. Arvelia stops it just in time, but that is so overwhelming from Sasanami. When they win big, it feels like. Granted, Game 6 was an exception, but they're just so good at mounting more and more pressure.
Exactly. That's a beautiful shot. Good save by Krim. Arvelia couldn't quite place that one over towards the right-hand side. Over toward Krim is there. Clean that one down at the field. Infield pass it goes. Rugal going to get a decent save on it. Pops it up for Arvelia. Arvelia with the beat. No boost though. Might get a second touch of this one. Can't get the read down, but couldn't really control that. Arvelia keeping this one close. It's a good pop in towards the midfield. It goes. Rugal taking control. Good control here. Akmo. So getting something on it. Wally towards the backboard. Rise, there's just no conviction in their touches.
No, it's really just hit and hope right now. I mean, granted, the boost isn't the strongest for them. There's not much boost to offer for anybody on that team. But, you know, the touches have still got to be somewhat close, if anything more so. Because if you know you can't move, you just want to keep it close to you. It's all well and good trying to force a goal out, but maybe not that way for a start, Wally.
We've seen some Wally blunders, but at least that one didn't end in a goal. And that's a good. Oh! Nobody's expecting that, are they? Krim just walking it around the side, gets behind it, pops it down flat, and Akmo gets a beautiful shot on that. But you have to say, massive respect for Rise getting this far with a prospect player.
Yep, you do. I mean, I think we agree it's pretty much over at this point because Krim has just dropped a Hall of Fame performance right now. 800 points, hat-trick, 3 saves, 1 assist. Game's not even over. There's another clear for you as well. Takes it on the wall, 20 boost. Everyone needs to beat, ends up just passing it off to Arvelia, but 4-0 with less than a minute to go. You would like to absolutely think it's over now. Krim has thrown everything. Rise could not answer, but this time they do.
They need to get 3 goals in 36 seconds. You're averaging a goal every 12 seconds. It's not impossible, but it's highly unlikely.
It is also Challenger, though.
This is Challenger, true. But if it's Prospect, you go, yeah, it could happen. In Challenger, you go, it probably won't. As it's a beautiful kickoff in favour of Akmo. Akmo gets to beat out on Arvelia there as well. Krim diving at it. Rugal's there. And now the time is just ticking away to get these 3 goals. Gets to 50. It's a demo.
Oh, wait.
Hold on. It's now a goal every 10. Plus the get the ball up. There's a chance that this happens.
Rugal, by the way, bump after bump there. It just mangled the defense. There's another back for Rise now. Only 2 left to find. Only 2 sounds crazy, by the way. But the fact that they were 4 down at one stage, Rugal just going absolutely nowhere there, but maybe Arvelia can find somebody in the middle. Krim ready for it. Who else? Let's be real here, but they've got to find one soon if they're going to force it to overtime. And that needs to be now a beat on 1. Wally with a shot as well. Akmo, good save. That's going to do it. And that is going to be ODL Sassanami securing a spot on Saturday.
Absolutely. That's not the last game you guys have got to watch today, though. You guys get the pleasure of watching a third game in the upper round 1. We have Nightmare versus Sentinels, who will go on to play Rash Zippy, whoever wins that one. So, yeah, no, you know what? Sassanami, beautiful comeback at 2-0 down. So you could not ask for a better call for the timeout. End up pulling through in the end. Maybe they weren't warmed up. Maybe there's a whole lot of things there's a whole lot of reasons why the game might have started how it did. But in the end, they pulled it through.
They did. It took 7 games. It took quite a lot from Rise, including a prospect sub-up performance to remember from Rugal Musa there. But in the end, when it was all settled, when the dust settled, it is ODL Sassanami coming out on top, playing the loser of our next game in that first lower round on Saturday. And I would be scared because we've seen what Sassanami can do. We've seen what Krim can do, what Akmo can do, what JC can do. And the series MVP, by the way, I think it could go absolutely any way.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's going to go Krim. Akmo, yeah, you know what? I think either way you swing it, you can't argue with it, can you? Both of them paired up absolutely beautifully.
Yeah.
I want to look at the next game. Would you rather lose and play Sassanami, or would you rather win and play Rash Zippy?
That's like the worst possible, option you've got there.
The way Sassanami played then, you got to think the momentum's with them now. They got the mental. But you're playing a team who went 10-0, or you're playing a team who've got momentum behind them now.
Yeah.
It's literally the worst of both worlds.
In all fairness as well, I mean, there's been cases of, there's been Avengers shouts for DSQ Keanu in prospects. That didn't quite work out for them, but I'm not going to lie here. That Zippy side, especially, is in Challenger anyway. That might be, aside from Tank, Ronan, and Pairs, the most stacked Chally roster I think I've ever seen. And this one has Tank on it once again. So, this is for next series, of course, but there's quite a lot on that Zippy side. You'd know.
I've witnessed it firsthand. I've seen the absolute belting performances that these boys poured out. They've carried me to a 10-0 team. We've swept 2 games. It's not a team you want to come up against. I say, like, you're sweeping the 73% win rate. That's not a fun-looking fixture. And then you've got Sassanami down on the bottom side. That's also not a fun-looking fixture. Nobody wants to play a team who are making a lower bracket run. Nobody wants that. I fear for Nightmare and Sentinels. I don't think either way you swing this, it's never going to be an easy game.
No, it really isn't, is it? I mean, I feel for Dynasty as well because, they've got to play Canaans at the exact same time on that Saturday. And, well, the fact of the matter is, Chally has got 2 10-0 teams. That's crazy. There's one in each conf. I don't think have we ever seen that?
Not that I'm aware of. I haven't been around here the longest, so I'm not the best person to maybe ask. But yeah, no. In my time, I've never seen that. I thought at the start of the season we went 6-0. I thought, wow, what a start. I said, like, how can it get better? And then we just didn't lose, and I'm like, okay, cool. So here we are. I assume the same thing was similar for Canaans. I think Canaans probably maybe had the easier bracket. Is all I'm going to say. They played a lot more sub games and free agent games than we had to, But yeah, I'm not calling them out. They had a beautiful play. They had a beautiful league play anyway, and they get the pleasure of playing Dynasty as well. So there are some very, very exciting games to come.
There are, and before we get to that final one, we've got a quick break to go to before we do bring you Nightmare versus Sentinels. So give us 10 minutes, and we will be back in a jiff.
Bye, chat.
This isn't just merch, it's what teams wear when they mean business. Every stitch, every print, every detail, made to perform. This isn't just merch. It's what teams wear when they mean business. Every stitch, every print, every detail, made to perform. Trusted by the grind, from grassroots to championship halls. Build your team store. Wear the brand that wins. SpartanWare, trusted by the grind.
Oh, welcome back, everybody. Final match of the night. We just had a couple of lower matches, if you missed it. Started off the night with Rise beating Havoc 4-1 before falling 4-3 to a surging Sassanami. But, of course, now it's the upper bracket. It's Nightmare v Sentinels. And this time, it's not Blake. I'm instead joined by Henny. How are you?
Hello, I'm doing good.
Oh, yeah. What about... Okay, so this game. I don't know how familiar you are with the teams, with everything to do with that, but, you know, have you got any expectations? What's going to happen? Who's going to do what? Because I'm not familiar with either of these two challenger teams, so I want to see, you know, your view on this.
Neither am I, honestly. I haven't really been following it since I haven't really casting. It's my first time casting here in RSC, so
Oh,
yeah,
well,
my
welcome
debut.
in.
So yeah, just curious to see what we will see what's gonna happen, and maybe we can see some good goals.
That's exactly what you want. I mean, we saw some last series between, well, especially from Sassanami, I suppose. Everybody did their own little, like, highlight reel of sorts, but it's a bit of a different one. On Sentinels, you've got Phoenix, Inflict, Roma, and KMW. And on Nightmare, you've got Compact, Butt Snorkler, Sixes, and Hoggy. So, couple of decent rosters, if you will, there. But, of course, for the time being, I think by the looks of it, everybody is in the lobby. So, we've got one more thing to do then. That is predictions. So, of all the... I mean, team stats and that up as well, but... Of all the results possible, how do you think this one's going to fold out, Henny?
I think Alpha Search is gonna take it. I'm gonna say, is it a best of 5?
7.
7, okay. I'm gonna say it's 4-2 for Alpha Search.
I like that. I don't... The thing is, I'm not sure, because I know Windfall is at the very least a decent player. It might even be a sub-up, if anything, but either way, I'm also going to lean towards Alpha Surge here. I think... You know what? I think you're completely valid. I'm going to copy you completely. 4-2 to Alpha Surge. I think it's going to be a close one. Well, at the end of the day, it'll be that duo of Compact and Butt Snorkler, who I hope is both in the game, which I don't think they are. But either way, I think it's going to be Alpha Surge on top. I think they'll be just a little bit too strong for Fort Templar. So, you know, quick ready check. Make sure absolutely everyone is in the lobby. But
I'm not. I'm starting
okay,
off,
missing one,
up the
missing
game
one.
right now. Where is Sweaty?
But either way, it should be a hopefully stacked game, looking at these player stats as well. And not too many, well, it's very evenly split, all the goals on Nightmare, whereas Fort Templar Sentinels has Inflict there with the lion's share. Roma as captain as well, doing more saves than goals, I suppose, but of course Inflict also pretty good in that field. So goal participation, decent all across the board. 6s on that Alpha Surge side is the standout, 66% there. So expect to see 6s involved in a lot of this, but you know, while we're just waiting for a little bit, that's going to be. Hang on, are you in the lobby yet, Henny?
Yes, I just joined.
That should
I'm
be
ready.
absolutely everybody then. So, with all the players here as it is, that should be enough for the go signal. We've got Alpha Surge, we've got Fort Templar, Sentinels versus Nightmare. Off we go onto Manfield Night.
Game 1 is coming out between Alpha Search and Sentinels. Forgot the name, sorry.
Is that?
Roma is taking it, but it's 6s. As you said, we're gonna see a lot of him. He kicks off game 1 right away after 6 seconds.
Ironic.
Do you have any other things you think's gonna happen in the game?
Well, the thing is, I've seen these players around, but I've not watched too much Challenger this season, so I like to see a lot from 6s here. I think with that early goal, that's a good way to make your entry, but I know that Phoenix and Roma can absolutely pull a response out of nowhere equally so. So Inflict's going to bash this one downfield. 6s all the way with boost now, going back towards that orange half now. Tries to either reset, but cannot. Doinks it over 1, though. Roma's awkward. That could be 2-0 if Compact manages to get to it, but doesn't do so. Now Winful with a touch goes back towards Phoenix. 6 is there. Winful plays it kind of safely, if you will, off of his own back wall now. 100 boost to work with. Plenty to work with. And this one going to stay 1-0 for the time being, as, you know, Roma can't quite find what he's looking for, and Sentinels yet to find an answer in the series.
Roma should have some time. Windfall is challenging him, though. Can get the ball away from him. Inflict needs to bail his teammate out, but does so. Roma gets challenged, but does get it to his teammate. Phoenix trying to do something. 6s, that's an awkward touch. Roma can shoot it on target. Nobody can really defend it. We have a tie game here. 1 goal each. Roma equalizes.
Yep, and there's your answer back. That is that for Sentinels, who find themselves tied up now. Good shot there from Roma as well to do exactly that. Inflict bumped out the way as a bit of a miscommunication there from the side of Nightmare now, as Winful wants to find into the middle, only finds himself into the middle as demos do get traded as well. Now Roma, not much boost to work with, decides to pinch it with Phoenix as well. Like to see some of that link up between the two of them regardless, as Inflict going to bash this one right across. Now Winful with 1 touch drops down as well, goes towards 6s, but this one not very dangerous for the side of Sentinels right now. They can just let this one come towards, maybe not so much that one. Compact shot, Roma block. You know, it's two teams right now just trying to find where they stand in the terms of the Challenger food chain, in between each other, of course, 2nd and 3rd in these conferences, but it's 6s on the board once again, and it's Nightmare with the lead restored.
2 goals for 6s. He is really playing good. Phoenix is short of saving the ball there. So 2-1 for Alpha Search, taking the lead. Inflict tries to change that, though, looking for a double tap. He can't find it, but just can't quite score the angle. Hits the crossbar, but Alpha Search are just pressuring, keep on pressuring, and they get rewarded with their 2nd goal. Compact with a poor touch, Inflict with a good 50, and then Phoenix comes in to collect it. Great pressure by Alpha Search.
It's worth noting as well that Winful is in fact a prospect sub up. We've seen one of these already. We saw it with Rugal Musa in the last series as well, but the 2nd prospect sub up of the night now We like to see Windfall deliver equally as much as Rugal did, even though it fell short for that Rise side in the end. But now 6 is back towards net, puts Inflict a little bit awkward with no boost to work with either. That could have found the net, but good final touch with a bit of composure from Phoenix there, even if it was a little bit panicky. But right now, 2-2, stuck in the orange half. Inflict away, Windfall back towards Phoenix up. Phoenix, by the way, who has been in Chally for a considerable amount of seasons now. Sort of a veteran of the tier, if you will. But this one's going to sail past Windfall. Goes to Inflict as well, goes to Roma. And all of a sudden, for the first time in the series, and the first time in this game, of course, Sentinels have the lead.
2 goals now for Roma. Kinda stole that. I think that would have gone in regardless. But safe is safe. Going back to the center circle. Kickoff strat coming out from the Sentinels. Inflict can't really touch the ball. Roma clears it. It falls to Windfall. He is under pressure. Roma steals it away. Sixes is in the air. Phoenix challenges him. Compact misses the ball as well. Gets it over 1. Can't really open up the field with a demo. Hold on. This was closer than they wanted it. But it's still a 1-goal lead for the Sentinel as Roma tries to launch an attack.
Yeah, that one could have been mad dangerous for the side of Nightmare there. Could have been a nightmare, if you will. But, you know, it got kept out at the end of the day. This is going to go back towards 6s. A little bit of boost to work with. Only working with 6s and 7s at the moment. But Phoenix now back into the box. Well, tries to get it back into the box, I should say. Windfall away. Windfall hopefully with another touch as well. But this is going to go back towards Inflict, who knows with this lead and with about a minute on the clock, he can just waste a little bit of time on the clock now as Phoenix just pushes that deep into the blue half. Windfall forced into a clear, but Roma ready for... I say Roma ready for it. Bit of a miss there from Roma, but now Windfall with the dribble. 1 touch, Musty, beautiful touch, Inflict. Just about stopped that one before it could have got any worse. You wouldn't think Windfall's prospect with a play like that, but bringing around some flair early. Of course, he did a triple reset in last week for Hot Burple. That didn't find the net, but it was a little bit of flair at that. Goes towards 6s though. A lead is going to have to be stopped now. So that is Nightmare in need of a goal in his last 30 seconds. The thing is, and I just don't see them finding a way back in, right? Because they've had their attacks, but, you know, in terms of severity, how close it is to the goal, how much it tests the goalie, I haven't seen enough of them.
Yeah, I agree. They had a lot of good chances, but just couldn't quite get that finishing touch that they needed. So this game will definitely be over. Yes, it is. The ball hits the ground. But I did like what I saw from them. They just weren't able to get the finishing touches, but I think they will get... I predicted that they will win the series, so I'm gonna stick to that. But it's gonna be close.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely glimpses either side. We saw this last series as well in game number 1. It was a close start. It was a battle of everybody, if you will. Of course, this time it's 6s and Roma, the dual goal scorers, with Phoenix adding 1 to the tally for Sentinels. But, you know, a close game 1, been fairly common tonight as far as I know. And a way to set the tone, if you will. Of course, if you get that 1-0 lead, just makes life a little bit easier for you going into the rest of the series. No need for any timeouts or any shenanigans just yet, because, of course, you're not that far through it. It's only a close game. You've only lost a close game, but you just got to make sure you don't have similar patterns coming through in the next game, if you will. And Nightmare just need to be, I suppose, wary of the fact that Sentinels have the lead, and they need to, well, if anything, find some sort of answer, reduce it to a best of 5, just simplify.
Yeah, that is true. They need to definitely be aware of that, and just, I think they need to work a lot on their defense. I think that was kind of the main factor. They just let too much happen. And of course, the offense needs to be good as well, but Sixes makes sure of that. Early goal again by him. Switch to the Octane here. Shoots it right under the crossbar over all the defenders from the Sentinels. 1-0 for Nightmare.
Yeah, I mean, Six is the sole goal scorer, even still, for his side, Nightmare, right now. 3 goals, that makes it for him, compared to that for the entire side of the Nightmare team. And, you know, he's got 100% goal participation, so the most in the team, as we saw from the player stats. It's something to be expected from all these patterns and stuff. But Phoenix, one touch now into the air, tries to find a teammate in Inflict. Goes off the backboard as well. Can he eye up the double? Yes, but it's not on target. But Roma with the follow. Beautiful execution. And Roma gets his 3rd of the series.
Just kind of smashing Nightmare's hopes again with those with this equalizer. Beautiful play by the Sentinels. Good pass and then good execution on the goal. Windfall tries to change that. He had 2 assists in the last game. Let's see if he can deliver that again. Phoenix gets a good touch away from Compact. Windfall misses the ball. That's not really what you want to be doing. 6 assists back though. Can't get a good touch. Well, he can demo Roma, maybe ease the pressure a little bit. But Nightmare still needs 1 more goal. It's still plenty of time. But they for sure need to make sure that they don't really concede anymore. Sixes will take this to the sidewall. Inflict shuts it down. Compact is there. Doesn't really have boost. I don't think he has any. Good demo 50 now by Roma. But they can't really find a way through.
No, it seems to be that no one can find a way through at the moment. We've seen now, you know, a bit of a back and forth in this opening portion of game number 2. As I say that though, Roma does find the net. And it is Sentinels once again with the lead, fighting back from a 1-0 deficit. Roma can't seem to stop scoring at the moment. He is absolutely leaking goals. Finds his 4th, finds another lead for Sentinels. And same pattern once again. It is Nightmare with it all to do for them.
Yeah, he is definitely playing. Or they're definitely playing great. Especially Roma though, with 100% goal participation still, I think. Yeah, he scored the 2 goals last game and the 2 goals in this game. So definitely playing great. But this could be open again. Can he get it though? Seems to go in, yeah. Hat-trick for Roma.
Yep, that's 5 goals now for Roma. And he's sort of just taking apart this Nightmare side alone, if you will. It's sort of a Sixes versus Roma type of game, unless Windfall can find an answer, which he can. So, you know, finally another goal scorer besides Sixes, courtesy of Windfall now for his side. Gets it to 3-2. So that's half the deficit gone. The only problem is you've still got the other half to go. And, you know, you're going to need to be a little bit more wary because compared to last series, I feel the pace is a lot slower than what we've seen. Maybe it was just 2 better challenger teams, but good save there from Compact now. Now Phoenix going to take this one towards the corner. Can he get any sort of touch on it? Yes, but no boost to make it too dangerous. Roma, danger man on the ball now. As Inflict gets beat, now Six is down towards the other side of the field. Goes towards Windfall. Could this be dangerous for the side of Nightmare now? Windfall trying to out the shot, but Inflict ready for it. Roma ready for it. Just clears it away. A little bit of composure. Ends up just leaving that one. Keeps the pressure though, does Roma. And I tell you what, this guy in Roma, he's absolutely turned it on so far this series because he's been nothing short of brilliant in his opening 2 games, hasn't he?
Yeah, I don't think anyone can argue against that. He is just scoring and scoring, but also helping out his team in the defense when he is needed. So great all-around player. Here clearing the ball as well. Bit low on boost, but gets a great clear. Looking to follow that up. Maybe get a pass going for one of his teammates. Sixes can't clear it to Compact though, who is trying to launch an attack of their own. Windfall shot gets kind of blocked though by his teammate. Roma won't go for this one. Inflict does have a touch. It isn't on target. Roma is there. Compact can save this one. Windfall tries to pinch it, but the Sentinels are just shutting down everything that Nightmare is trying to throw at them. Every chance that Nightmare are trying to break out, the Sentinels are just shutting it down immediately, which is really good for them. They're playing great.
Yeah, they are in every aspect of the field right now because since letting that goal in, they've got more control of the series, if anything, which is what you need as that chance goes begging there. But Compact does answer back. Pass from Six's original touch from the third in Windfall, but that's a little team play from everybody there. And Compact to Sixes to Compact, it's what you want, it's the equaliser. And you said that Sentinels were shutting down Nightmare. Well, Compact absolutely has something to say about that one because all of a sudden, with less than a minute to go, we're tied up and we could have a ball game on our hands.
Yeah, everything is open again. Six is trying to score that Windfall to the backboard. Compact just skies it. You definitely need to sink that one. That could come back to bite him. Roma tries to get something going. Phoenix can't score this one. Windfall clears it. Inflict is there. Does have another touch. 50 sit to the ground. Does anyone of Sentinels come to follow it up? Inflict will be there a bit late though. Gets a great dunk. Compact 2 6s, but Phoenix is there. Windfall needs to clear it. It's again, the Sentinels are just attacking and attacking. Nightmare just need to make sure to drop the ball and somehow survive to overtime.
Yeah, well, they've got their overtime now, have Nightmare. So it's a good fight back from 3-1 down at the start of the game. Now 2-3-3. Earn themselves the right to go to a golden goal. As Sixes drops that one down. That could have been a dangerous one. Combat with a follow-up. Inflict's ready for it. Goes back towards Sixes. So low boost. Beats one. Wants to get that corner boost and does so just to put that little bit more pressure. Windfall with the final shot, but Phoenix there to save it. Is good testing now from Nightmare, but it's also equally good defense from the Sentinels. They've stopped what's been thrown at them in this opening 30 seconds in overtime. And you'd like to think for them, it can go down the other end as another save comes in now. Phoenix with this one, but now Phoenix down that other end. Sixes just keeps it away. Doesn't want to let them in any more than they have to be. This one could drop down awkwardly, but the defense absolutely ready for it. Compact over none as Phoenix is completely ready once again. Everybody's completely ready. Everybody's raring to go. That's what this one seems like right now. Sixes away. Inflict into the middle. Wants to get his second touch. Does so. Enough for Roma to trying to latch onto that, but doesn't have the boost for it. As Compact just swats that one away, but hang on a minute. A bump coming in on the back line could have been dangerous. Now it is Sentinel's turn to attack. They can't make it count though, and this one just goes back towards the midfield once again.
This could be dangerous. Roma should make more of that situation because in the overtime I feel like it's very rare. It has become quite rare for the Sentinels to have their attacking plays. It's just more Nightmare who is playing Inflict. Great pass. Roma can't reach it, and now nobody is back in their nets. Sentinels just overcommit, and Compact steals the game in overtime for Nightmare. Great comeback from them. Didn't really expect it after that 3-1. I thought, yeah, that game is done, but they proved us otherwise. I'm impressed, I must say.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely showed their ability to fight back, if anything, because, you know, from dead and buried to suddenly winning that game. After that Roma hat-trick, I thought they were done. I thought it would have been the same thing. But, you know, we have a tied-up series now. That's what we have. And, you know, it is Compact on the board rather than Sixes this time. Of course, Windfall getting a goal. Everybody getting a goal on the side of Nightmare with Roma. Quite the, I wouldn't say carry job because Phoenix did get 2 assists, 4 saves, but quite the scoring job for his side this time. Hello, everybody. Just to let you know, I have made the bed. Wrong way. But, you know, it's been a good couple of games so far in terms of end to end.
I like your hat. I have to say that. Yeah, well, the game has been way better than the first one. And yeah, as you said, after the Roma hat-trick, I thought, sure, the game is over. They still have a chance to win the next ones, but they did it here, got a good comeback. And yeah, actually did it in overtime. I also thought in the overtime, oh, this could be over. But they still made it work. So I can't really say who is gonna win the next game. It's on par for me. But Nightmare definitely have the momentum going to the next series or into the next game.
Yeah, they have simplified down to that best of 5, which is what you want to do. They have found their way through, but you know, we do have a bit of a server crash because it wouldn't be Rocket League without one. So gonna have to restart real quick. It's a bit unfortunate, but this is just how it is. I don't know why it's like it, but DFH beckons. It's 1-1 so far, and the pace has been somewhat there for some more than others, for Roma especially. But it just happened to be that, you know, nothing. There's not been any flair, I suppose, despite maybe the odd double tap.
Yeah, I mean, the double tap would have been good or was good. But it just needs to come a little bit more. I feel like both teams could have won game 2. I feel like they could have done better. And it's also going to take more from them to win this series.
It's just going to take a bit of cutting edge from either of these two sides to. I've gone to free play by mistake, but it's going to take a bit of cutting edge from either of these two sides to put themselves in a position to be more lethal, be more predatory, if you will. I don't know if that's the right word for it, but be the bigger team in a way, be the more well-oiled team.
Well, I must admit, I don't know what predatory means. That's not in my vocabulary.
Shall know.
Okay, well, that's good. But yeah, well, regardless, we go into game 3. It's 1-1 in the series. Roma trying to start it off hot. For the last 2 games, it was Sixes who opened the score. Maybe we will see it again, but I think Roma has to say something about that as well. Doesn't want to let Sixes score any goal. Double tap coming out, but it was wide. But it's still Nightmare who are attacking. Compact goes high, but eventually it's cleared.
Yeah, script broken then, as it is no early goal for Sixes in this game number 3 like we had for 1 and 2. This one goes back towards Sixes, I should say, as Roma wants to put it back in the Nightmare half, but not letting this one happen. We've seen a lot of booms here and there, a lot of heavy touches, if anything, as a 50 comes in from Inflict. Now Roma towards the net once again, almost finds top bins, but Windfall ready for the save now. Inflict back towards Windfall, bit unintentional, but it could have been worse. Roma intercepting, now Compact. Prospect a couple of seasons ago, now really making his mark in this challenger tier. Doing a very good job at it as well. Finds a demo as well while he's there. But turns it around. Inflict on the ball. Now Inflict could have an open enough net here, but composure from Compact does not want to allow that one. Now Roma bumped off. The bumps are in full effect now. It's what you want to see. It's a bit more physical. You're not allowing that attacker to find their way as potently through the defense of the other side, but you do get the odd force mistake there, as if Compact wasn't back, that could have been dangerous. But right now we stay 0-0, almost 2 minutes in, and it remains to be seen that either of these teams have that cutting edge, because we've not seen any of them yet.
Yeah, that is true. They are just kind of trying to find their way into the game. A lot of demos coming through, as you said, but there wasn't like a play where I thought, oh, that has to be a goal. Windfall did make a great save, but I think besides that attack, there wasn't really anything really dangerous coming on either net. So I'm hoping that we can see a bit more of that. Inflict trying to do that. Aroma does go up in the air. Windfall shuts him down. Phoenix should have that. Compact gets a demo. Inflict 56 is there though. Half of the game has been played. Roma to the back wall. Phoenix is there, leaves it for Inflict, who shoots it, but it is a little bit wide. Still 0-0 after more than half of the game has been played. Rather a low-scoring game in the contrary to the first 2 that we had. Roma might as well open it. No, scores it, doesn't score it, but I have to say Sentinels are looking a bit better than Nightmare, but also not great.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit of a lower standard than we're used to seeing in this game now, but you know what? Let's get chat involved. Want a timestamp and a goal scorer. When is this first goal going to go in? Who's going to score it? Is it going to be an own goal? You can say it's an own goal as well, but we need a bit of interaction here to bring this series to life, if anything, because right now it's a little dull, to say the least. There's not been many goals. There's been a lot of passing back and forth. You're steady 1-1 in the series, 0-0 in game 3. Compact blocks it away. Shot comes, save comes, and that's what it has just been for these all 4 minutes so far. I suppose it's a testament to the midfields being relatively equal, because sometimes that is just the way through for either of these sides. Unless Roma can find an answer here, which he cannot. Winfall will stop it. And 6 away. Keeps the score 0-0 with a minute to go. And, you know, same old story, if you will.
Right now it's looking a bit like Sentinels are just pushing and not really letting Nightmare break out of their half. Maybe they can do something now. Phoenix passes it to Roma. Roma not the most dangerous shot. Inflict trying to keep it hot though. Phoenix into Nightmare's corner. Roma to the backboard. Phoenix and Windfall both missing the ball. Inflict can't stay on the ball. Thought he has another touch, but Compact takes it away. We are approaching. We're already in the last 30 seconds of the game. Yet to see a goal. Roma with their Inflict can only pass it to Windfall. Phoenix, maybe he can break out now. Can't get a second touch, however. Inflict coming as well. Roma challenging as the last guy. It does work. 10 seconds left. I think regardless if it's in overtime or not, the next goal will be the game deciding. Maybe now on 0 seconds. No, the ball is still up. Windfall will drop it to the ground and we have overtime, but we are going into the overtime with not a single goal scored.
Yep, it is another overtime now in the series. Just this team, the first team to put themselves 2 games up now, give themselves that little bit of an advantage once again. And it will be Inflict down the other end now towards Windfall. Windfall with 1 touch. Inflict gets a demo though as well to stop any significant attack from beginning now, but Windfall towards the corner. Doesn't have the boost to work with it, which is a bit unfortunate because, you know, it's just that little bit harder to start an attack with the lack of boost that you just have, like is the case for 6s right now, but this one booms towards that blue half. Phoenix wants to get into the middle, but it's just a testament of lack of boost once again, as it's another demonstration of not being able to reach it, if you will. 6s though into the middle. Compact fakes it out and knows that Roma is going to be beating him. It's a wise decision as well to not let things get too dangerous. Now Phoenix back, tries to go back towards Roma, but 6 is going to be ready for it. This one floats in the middle though. Compact maybe a little awkward in goal. Fake out comes back towards Roma. Could it be dangerous? No, it could not. It stays away. And a minute in, we're exactly as we were for the rest of this game number 3.
Still not a single goal scored in this game. Roma trying to change that here. Both teams trying to change that. Phoenix looking for a bump, but he can't find it. Compact is attacking now. Inflict does get a touch. Can't stay on it though. Windfall has a free shot, but Phoenix can save it on the goal line. Inflict can kind of clear it, but Compact just shoots it right into Sentinel's half again. Not letting them breathe. 6s with a reset in the corner. Can shoot it around 1, but Windfall can't really produce something that is really dangerous. Compact maybe now. 6s is coming as well, but Inflict saves it on the goal line. Windfall not the best shot that he could have done there. 6s takes it into the corner. We have gone 7 minutes without a single goal. Inflict pops it high. Phoenix is there to help him. Compact is back alone, but it does work. Now it's Inflict who is back alone. Compact with a flick, but Inflict does save it. Maybe now it's off the back wall. Phoenix shoots it, but it hits the crossbar. Still not a single goal scored.
Still not a single goal scored, and we're coming up to that 8-minute mark as well. Roma with a man in the middle though. Can it be the answer? No, it can not this time. 6 away. Compact eyeing up a demo, gets the corner boost instead. Good compensation. Could the last man be there? Touch from 6s. Not quite, though, because Windfall's just not quite ready for it. Could this be down the other end, though? Instead, yes, it can. And Inflict breaks a deadlock. And it is Sentinels regaining their series lead after a very long slog of a game.
7 minutes and 53 seconds without a single goal. I don't know if I don't know if I've seen that. Probably, but I can't remember. It's rare to see a game going on this long without a single goal being scored. So yeah, unusual, but Inflict with a good shot, saw that it's open back in Nightmare's defense and just uses that opportunity and can win them the game 2-1 in the series now for the Sentinels. But I don't think it's over. I think Nightmare are going to win the remainder of the games. 4-2 was my prediction, so I'm going to stick by that.
Yeah, I mean, it's not over. It's far from it, really. And we've had our 3 close games. I believe it's been at least 2 overtimes. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think we had one in game number 1, but we definitely had a close game. And, you know, it's going to come to... I think this is just going to be what we're going to see for the rest of the series. No timeout coming out, of course, because no need to make a timeout. But Nightmare on their back foot once again. Want to simplify it to a best of 3 as another server crash as well. Chat, you know what? Let's get involved a little bit. I wanna hear one thing from all of you that is going to happen, 100% gonna happen in this game number 4.
Someone wins. Yeah, well, I mean, it's not wrong.
Goal.
Goal, yeah, okay.
Rice.
Inflict will score.
Okay.
Okay, I mean, let's see. Must
We're getting
Inflict.
some stuff.
Did we see one? Yeah, we did, but it wasn't in. But we saw
I've
one
got a
in
little
series.
list here. Cross map. I'll do it in free play right now. Hang on.
Inflict hat trick. Ooh.
Okay, we're actually getting a little list going here. So what do we have? Someone wins. There's a goal. So that's definite, right? That's going to happen.
Yeah.
Inflict scores. Inflict hat trick. 600 plus points. Musty flick. Or you will pick your nose as well. That's a side thing. It could be happening during the game. You will never ever know as well. But you know, chat has got a lot to say. Me hitting a cross map. So maybe another day. Maybe in that show match that we were talking about. But anyway, off we go to Utopia. We're underway now. Hopefully, it's going to be... Well, I mean, look, I've seen in chat people saying 0-goal games are the best games, but sometimes that is true. Sometimes you do get defensive masterclasses. It just felt like last game. No one wanted to make that play because they were just a little bit too nervous. There wasn't no one did a full send, if anything. And after all that... But hang on, full send here from Sixes could have been the one. After all that, we did have an open net goal, but, you know, I like to see a bit more oomph from some of these players. If you get an attack going, send the house. Just give it a little go.
Yeah, and if you have one goal on the other side, the other team is automatically forced to risk more as well. And that will make the game a lot more interesting. Inflict. Good shot. There's the Inflict goal. Who said that in chat? Sandy Short? Or who was it?
I think it was Stoddy actually. And Sandy Shaw got the musty right as well. So 2 more goals from Inflict. And you know what? Chat's read the scripts. Chat knows exactly what's going to happen. So you win absolutely nothing, Stoddy. You win 5 channel points from watching it for another few minutes or so. But for the time being, it's Sentinels with a lead. If Inflict scores a hat-trick, you can maybe have 10 channel points instead of 5. But right now, Sentinels lead, compact, tries to get hit across, Windfall there as well. But not going to happen so far. Inflict down towards Roma. Maybe Roma will find one of his own now. Can't get a final touch though. Compact going to be there. Phoenix off the wall though. Gets one. Windfall ready. Windfall looking to go to 6s, only as far as not even halfway if that. But Inflict turning it on. Maybe red chat in between games. Maybe that's the play. Maybe just seeing all these predictions and gone, you know what? Yeah, let's try and score a hat-trick this game as a a bunch of dashes come through there, but Compact maybe with a moment of magic. Windfall wants to follow it up. Both shots gone. 6 is gone. And they cannot find the net, can Nightmare? It remains 1-0.
Roma can't reach it again. Windfall with a double tap in the corner. But Compact is needed to keep it in the orange half. It is clear now. Windfall tries to keep it close. Does work well for him. Roma is there, can get a clear, but only to Compact, who is there immediately with a reset. Looking for a bump, can't find it. It doesn't fall in, or it just does. No. What is happening? Inflict gets a save. I thought that's in after those bumps were coming through, but Inflict has something to say about it. It's still a 1-goal lead for the Sentinels, but Nightmare do want to change that, and they were quite close. Just as you said, the final didn't come through yet. Phoenix looking to dunk that, but Windfall is there. Compact can't reach it. Roma is there. Sixes tries to clear him as well, get a pass, but it only finds Inflict. Still an interesting game, but everything is still open.
Everything's still absolutely open, but for the sake of Nightmare, they've had their fair share of chances and they just can't find the net at the moment. It's just that final product. That's what it comes to. They've got all their ideas there, but these shots aren't quite cutting it. It's either stopped by a goalie, hit the bar, hit the post, anything like it. But at the end of the day, Nightmare couldn't find the net if it was neon with arrows pointing to it. So far, it needs to sort of change in a way that they can find a bit more lethality. The good news is for them, they do have 2 lives. So for whoever loses this series, you do get to play on Saturday again regardless. The problem is, you will have to play against Sasanami, who are that team in the lower bracket. And unfortunately for the winners, you got to play Zippy, who are that team in the upper bracket. So it may be a lose-lose situation in that sense, but these teams right now just playing to keep that second life, because it's so important. And Windfall, another shot, saved out by Roma. Defensive performance coming through now from the side of Sentinels. They know how to keep a net safe. This is now almost 2 games running without a goal for the side of Nightmare. Since they won that game, there's just been no answer. Unless Windfall can find something here, he cannot. We're stuck at 1-0. Sentinels knowing how to play Nightmare exactly where they want them. There's Roma with a new mechanic. Call that one the Roma flick. It's where you just don't even bother. But this one goes over to Sixes, back to Inflict, back to Phoenix. Pinballs around a little bit. Maybe we've got a couple of more chances here from Nightmare, but Windfall can't quite find it. They're giving it their best shot though, and that's the important part.
I'm back with a reset. Inflict can clear it. Last 30 seconds of the game. Inflict looking to muscle his way through, but it is cleared for now. Roma with a shot. It is a crossbar, but it bounces out. Sixes can take control of it. Does get quite a good flick to clear it. Compact just tries to shoot it. It seems it's above everyone, but it also hits the crossbar. Unlucky, 6 seconds left. Nightmare need to do something on 0 seconds. Need to go the full distance. How is this ball still up? Compact keeps it up. Roma tries to get it on the ground. It looks like it's gonna go on the ground. It is. Sentinels go up 3-1 in the series, and they earned themselves a quite comfortable position to work with.
Yeah, I mean, for the sake of Nightmare here, they had their fair share of shots. It just happened to be they're taking shooting lessons from stormtroopers. And for those who have seen Star Wars, that is not ideal for you. It's a bit all over the place for them at the moment. Granted, the defense from Sentinels, when it was on target, they were absolutely ready. 6 saves, of course, coming in. It just happened to be that the other 4 registered shots all went anywhere but the actual scoring part of the net. So, you know, that's over 10 minutes now without a goal for Nightmare. Since that overtime that they ended in game 2, it's just, well, it's over 10 minutes because we had that other overtime as well, but yeah, it's roughly 13 minutes without a goal now for Nightmare, and no timeout is called. They are willing to get on with it. It's going to be a 3-1 for Sentinels right now. They've only got 1 more game to close this one out for a chance to face Zippy on that Saturday, but they got to close this out on Beckwith. That is the way they're going to do it, and sometimes the hardest game to win is the last one, so let's see what they've got.
We've definitely seen that in RLCS, but it's also yeah, kind of known fact. If you have the chance to close it out, maybe you get those nerfs that stop you from playing at your best, which could very well happen here to the Sentinels. They will obviously make sure that it doesn't maybe get an early goal to get away with the nerfs. But Nightmare are in a not so good position. They need to win the next 3 game stages, need to do everything they can. And I feel like we're going to see a lot more offensive plays from them just because they are in that position.
And a sub as well. Coming in now. This could well be Butt Snorkler. But either way, Compact finds a net. This is a very useful one. And I'd like to think it was Butt Snorkler, because if you just subbed in a random blue fella, you know, rulebook has something to say, but at the time being, I'm going to assume this is Butt Snorkler. Passes it to Compact. Compact finds a net. That is the drought over. Almost 14 minutes without a goal. Ended now for Nightmare. They find what they need. And Compact just ducking and dodging past everybody right now. Roma clears it away, but Butt Snorkler here ready for another touch. Can't exactly find what he's looking for here. His inflict goes into the middle, but Sixes keeps pressure on, keeps it in that orange half. Won't let them out, won't let these Sentinels out. But now Roma goes out anyway. This gets boomed straight back towards their half as it is. Sixes just keeping it, being that nuisance, being that menace, and that's what you need in a player. Someone on every team's got to do it if you want to try and win these games. Just annoy the other team, if anything. As bumps come raining down as well now. Now, there's all sorts getting involved. Every single trick in the book is being thrown because triple match point for Sentinels. Nightmare know there's everything to be thrown at them. And Six is now up. Gets beat by Phoenix, but is going to come towards Compact, who puts this one still in the orange half. It's been a pretty common theme this individual game anyway, of being in that orange half. It's been Nightmare with the majority, the lion's share of the pressure.
Phoenix will take this, but he doesn't have any boost. Needs to get some pass on the way. Compact gets the ball. Doesn't get the reset, just tries to air dribble it through, but it is stopped by the Sentinels. Still 1 goal lead for Nightmare, which is exactly what they needed. What is it called? Butt Snorkler?
Yeah, Butt Snorkler.
Unfortunate touch by him. You do need to think that he does make a good clear in a corner, and now Sixes is on the other side. Double taps it in the corner. Phoenix does get a clear, but Butt Snorkler is there immediately. Can only find the crossbar, but Nightmare are having some good pressure against the flow of the last 2 games. They are attacking way more, but that's also kind of what we thought could happen since they need to win the next 3 games in a row.
Yeah, the sub-in is definitely doing the trick for them so far. Of course, Windfall is mech in all, but at the same time may just not be used to the challenger pace of things. May just not be fully integrated just yet with the chemistry of the team, but Butt Snorkler, Sixes, and I'm forgetting their third player, and Compact, of course. It's a good start for the 3 of them in this game number 5. On back with as Butt Snorkler wants to take this one middle, can't manage to find it though. This one goes away, back towards Compact now, takes it into the corner, just wastes a few precious seconds off the clock now. Nobody challenging him as well, knows he's got time to work with, ball to play with, and this goes back towards the wall instantly. Phoenix puts one middle, Butt Snorkler almost certainly ready for it though, and all of a sudden a game plan shift has left the Sentinels a bit trembling right now, a bit shaky, and it's not quite as it was for them. They're not in the same situation of pure control, 1-0 here, 1-0 there. It's actually 1-0 against them, if anything, and that leaves them in a situation to find a goal, to find an attack for a start as well, but Compact may have something to say about it. Can't quite find the double tap, but now Phoenix down the other side. Is this net open enough? It will not be. Compact composure good enough to keep this lead, and we've got 1 minute left to play, Henny.
Now Roma is launching an attack as well. This will not fall in, it is wide. Sixes takes it over. Butt Snorkler looking to get a good dunk as well. Compact is back alone. Does get a decent clear, but Inflict just booms it right back into the blue half. They will start to overextend more and more as the clock is ticking down. Inflict does get a good touch. That was important. Compact is there. Doesn't get the reset, just needs to go back to the ground. Tries to get the ball to SpartanWare. It does work, but Roma gets the save. 18 seconds left. We're approaching the last moments of the game. Inflict misses the ball. Phoenix cannot touch it either. Roma needs to just clear it somehow. SpartanWare tries to get it on the ground, but it was a bit early to do so. Inflict still keeps the ball above the ground.
Wow.
And Roma, 0-second goal. Phoenix with a great pass, and Roma shoots it top bins. I did not expect that. We're heading into overtime.
How did they keep that up the entire length of the field, out of nothing? After 5 minutes of pure control by Nightmare, Sentinels have still found the lifeline in game number 5. They've found an overtime to potentially even end the series if Nightmare aren't careful, but Sixes just wants to play this as carefully as possible. Doesn't want to let anything else slip in now. Compact can't quite get the ball away. Phoenix misses the touch as well, though. A lot of missing going on right now. But Sixes towards the net. Comes off of that back post there. Now Inflict. Bit of pressure in that blue half. Wants to find one more in the middle. Roma going to be there. Roma pegs it out. Is it going to be enough? Not this time. That's going to be an awkward bounce for Phoenix. Very tough read. Sixes can't quite find a finishing product, but maybe Inflict will have something to say about it. One touch. Back towards Phoenix. Back towards absolutely nobody this time as Roma wants to keep it in field. But hang on. Touch comes in. Snorkler saves it away. Inflict, a lot of boost to work with. Can offer some sort of danger if that bounce is favourable, which it is not. This could go either way. All of a sudden, it's both teams on the front foot, it feels like. And especially Sentinels, who have really kicked it up about 5 gears in this past minute or so.
Yeah, definitely. They just started risking more they needed to win the game, or at least go into overtime, which they succeeded with doing. But Nightmare definitely don't want to lose this game. It's the last, or potentially the last game for them if they don't manage to win Sixes with a good opportunity. Inflict misses the ball, and Compact gets the goal back, wins them the game, and it is 3-2 in the series. We are heading into another game. The series is not done yet. Good bounce back by Nightmare. I thought after that 0-second goal, their mentality could be down a bit, but they managed to bounce back great and secure them the game win.
Yeah, they didn't even need the timeout in the end, it felt like. They had control from the start, and although that 0-second goal went in, like you said, they just took it on the chin, they moved on, and they found that winner pretty swiftly in overtime as well. So, you know, kudos to them, credits to them. It's now 3-2. Of course, both of our predictions wrong, being the exact same thing, but it could be the other way now. It's advantage Sentinels even still. It's double match point left. One of those lives is now gone. And Neo Tokyo is the next stadium to beckon now, as we just await to see the conclusion of this tightrope series, if you will, because it is just anybody's game.
Well, Neo Tokyo. We do need to have a conversation about that. It kind of feels like it's the arena where those whiffs are coming through that cost teams the series or tournaments even. We've seen that many times. I don't know how it is in RSC since it's my first series casting, but in other tournaments, if it's an arena where the players whiff, it's most of the time Neo Tokyo. So I'm calling there somebody who misses or who whiffs a touch that or a ball that will result in a goal. I'm calling that.
First killer moment, if you will, atomic moment, whatever
Yeah.
one it is they're both on Neo Tokyo. Maybe we're going to see another one of those. But for all of these players, they're hoping that is not the case. Snorkler down to 6s, bang towards the net straight away. Wants to get another early goal down, but into the middle, can he go there? No, Roma is going to be there. Compact now, a lot of boost to work with. Everybody really up in the pace now that Neo Tokyo started, because Nightmare know that they've now got a chance in the series as well. They've been playing so much better this last 5 minutes, but at the same time, Sentinels realising that fact and also knowing, hang on a minute, we're going to have to close this one out because this could also get dangerous.
Sixes trying to throw it on target, but he does miss the ball entirely. Snorkler tries to just get something going as well. Might be able to do so. Roma forced to defend it, but I don't know if it was a lack of boost or what it was, but could have very well been the whiff that I was talking about. Yeah, you do need to touch that. You do need to save that one.
Well, you may very well be a prophet, because there is exactly what you've said there. That is a shot that should be hit. That is exactly what you need to do, but it's not happened, and it's another Neo Tokyo moment. Thankfully, there's a lot of the game left, and Inflict answers back right away.
Good for Roma to just know that this goal or this whiff won't really affect the series or the game that much. Go on back immediately there. Tight game after a little under 1 minute. Good kickoff though by Nightmare. Phoenix tries to shut it down, but Butstorfer gets a good 50. Inflict can't clear it, but he doesn't have boost. Roma needs to touch it, does very well. Doesn't whiff a second time. Phoenix tries to clear it, but Butstorfer is relentless, just tries to be annoying and keep the ball in the orange half, which is working really well. Compact helping out as well. Coming on the target, but Roma is there. Needs to clear it. The ball is kind of dead in front of the net, but Compact can't sink it in the net.
No finishing product there this time. It's going to stay 1-1, but Compact booms that one right downfield. Six is with him as well. Bit of a miscommunication, bit of a double commit, if you will, but the idea may have been there, but the execution wasn't quite this time. Now it's going to be Roma. Tried to be a little bit composed there, maybe a bit too composed, because all of a sudden this could turn dangerous for his side. Sixes keeps that one in that orange box right now, in that Sentinels area. But Snorkler tries to finish and touch. Sixes with the demo, but can't quite find it. Can the big Snork, but all of a sudden it is still going to be Nightmare with momentum, if you will, with more dangerous attacks, I suppose, unless this could go sideways, which it does, and Inflict scores.
2 goals for Inflict, and what a goal that is. Dunks them, and then kind of pinches it as well with Butsnorkler to get a lead. 2-1 for the Sentinels. They turn the game around. Now the pressure is on Nightmare again. I expect, yet again, a lot more offensive plays coming through on Nightmare's side. They are forced to do it. Again, if they don't win the game, the series is over for them. So they just need to do everything they can and maybe risk something that they wouldn't do if they weren't on their last life in the series.
Yeah, it may soon well be send the house territory for Nightmare. Otherwise, they will be rolling around in their sleep tonight, having nightmares about this series and having nightmares about that play. Sixes saves his teammate shot. Not what you want to see. When I say send the house, I did not mean that. This could drop down. This could still be dangerous, but Roma's ready for it. An attack squandered now for Nightmare. That could very well be something to look back upon later on what could have been, but we've still got 2 minutes to play yet. They still have time to find a goal, and they can't let that one affect them. There's still plenty of chance left in this game for Nightmare to find a way back in.
Yeah, there definitely is, but this could affect the mental side of their game. I mean, saving a teammate's shot when you are down in the series is not what you want to do. But they just need to forget about it and bounce back. Inflict. Oh, what an angle. Can't quite find it. The angle was a bit too tight. Compact can clear it. Phoenix is there. Can take it up the wall. Doesn't really have anyone in the middle. Inflict will take over. Phoenix tries to keep it out. Butsnorkler can clear it, but Inflict is there right away. Doesn't have his flip in him. Neither does he have boost. We are approaching the last minute of the game. Nightmare is still looking for that one goal. They still need one goal. Butsnorkler is back, trying to just get something going. Tries to go over the air. Phoenix does get a good 50 into their corner. But Sentinels need to build up an attack again from their own corner now. Maybe now Inflict clears it long way down, looking for the double tap, can't find it. Roma tries to just keep the pressure going. Last 20 seconds of the game. Maybe now Butsnorkler. This could be dangerous, but Roma does save it.
Yeah, and final 15, last chance saloon for Alpha Surge Nightmare. Maybe there's one more left in the series. That shot could be on target. Phoenix box it away. Final 5. Is there anything left for any of these players, or can Sentinels kill it here and now? Phoenix wants to kill it and does. That's a brilliant fake. And with all those rude missed chances from Nightmare, it's Sentinels, the ones on top at the end it on the Tokyo, and you like to think what could have been, because we mentioned that chance earlier on from that save teammate shot. What could have happened if that shot went in?
Yeah, it's a big what if. I guess we'll never know. But I think, yeah, that was a turning point. Obviously, they needed it, but I don't think it is like that they didn't score it. I think it's the way that it got saved, basically. I think if it was somebody else, like from the Sentinels who saved it, it could have even been a way, like another direction that the game goes. But I think because it was a teammate save, that's a big reason why they lost the game as well.
A bit of a throw up, isn't it? You know, having
Yeah.
of all players to save your shot, it just happened to be someone else
Neo
with the
Tokyo.
same goal in mind.
It's Neo Tokyo.
It is. It just does stuff to players, isn't it? You called it as well.
Yeah.
You called it pre-game.
Yeah, I didn't expect like a teammate save, but the normal whiff, I mean, that's standard in a in Neo Tokyo series. So
But anyway, your series MVP, of course, we had our series stats up. It will be Roma. 17 shots, 6 goals, 6 demos, 8 saves, 3 assists, all across the board. Looking good for a side. I mean, was it ever going to be anybody else? Maybe Inflix, but, you know, it's good performances there. And that is a Sentinels team marching onto that upper bracket to face Zippy on Saturday. Sassanami going to be taking on Nightmare. Of course, we've got the Chally bracket built up now. Dynasty Canaans, Sentinel Zippy in those upper semi-finals, with that Rush game on the A stream, DSQ on the B stream, both 10-0 undefeated so far. And in the lower round one, in the RSC Discord, it will be Qantas v Palada and Sassanami versus Nightmare, all going on at the same 5 at the same time, kicking off at 6 p.m. CEST on Saturday. So if you liked it tonight, if you liked it yesterday, you do not want to miss any of those, because you know, there's a lot to still be written in the Challenger tier. We've got Rival tomorrow, Rival Friday, Rival Sunday, Challenger Saturday. So, you know what, Henny, there is plenty to look forward to in the rest of the week.
yeah, I'm looking forward to it, even when I'm not casting. I think I will look into the games a couple of times if I don't have a show match of my own. But I like what I saw today. I mean, it wasn't the highest level of gameplay, but still were some nice plays that happened. So definitely something to look out for.
Yeah, there's all sorts to be looking at, all the players, all the teams, everything. Just seeing if these two Titans, one of them has to lose minimum. So it'll be interesting to see which of the 10-0s does end up falling, unless both of them do, of course. But for now and for tonight, that is it. We've had Rise beating Havoc 4-1, Sassanami beating Rise 4-3, and now Sentinels beating Nightmare 4-2. So decent play-ins there for Challenger overall. Yesterday, of course, Qantas twice win and Dynasty beating Palada. But, you know, for Challenger until Saturday, that will be it. And before we go, sponsors, of course. So, Badass Studios for game production and stuff. They did something a couple of weeks ago that was brilliant. A beta test, if you will. SpartanWare for merch. HOUSEWORK for websites as well. It is actually very good, this new RSC website. They really just know what they're doing, if anything. trophi.ai for, I believe, coaching, as far as I know. And in the item shop, rsc-eu to support us all. But for now, from final shout out to Sweaty, of course. Can't forget that. He would not want me to forget that one. Shout out to Henny. Brilliant debut cast as well. So, all in all, it's been a good night. And that, unless you got anything to add, Henny, that is it from me.
No, it's also it for me, but also a shout out to Peeping Sheep. I can't forget you as well. A brilliant caster, and it was a lot of fun to cast it. So yeah, just thank you for the opportunity, and I'm looking forward to the next cast.
Yeah, fun one. It is just, the thing is, I started this time last year as well in RSC, and you know, you get to know all sorts of people. But for now, we'll get all of that said off stream. Everyone else wants to go to bed. Sweaty wants to go to bed as well. So everybody, have a good night, and we will see you tomorrow for Rival.
This isn't just merch, it's what teams wear when they mean business. Every stitch, every print, every detail, made to perform. Trusted by the grind, from grassroots to championship halls. Build your team store. Wear the brand that wins. SpartanWare, trusted by the grind.
I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in their cradles, profanities. I see the world through ice covered in ink and bleach. Cross out the ones who heard my cries and watched me weep. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright.